Good afternoon. Welcome to San Antonio, Texas, here, campus of Trinity University. And today's contest between the Tigers and the Austin College Kangaroos. It's the 87th meeting between the two teams, going all the way back to 1904 when the Tigers took the very first meeting 38-0. And they've taken the last 7 and 24 of the last 25 here with the SAA rival. And Trinity's coming in 2-2 on the year with a victory over Center up in Kentucky by a final score of 20-13. 2 losses on the year to Berry and Hardin-Simmons. Those two teams ranked nationally by D3Football.com. Hardin-Simmons now number 6 and Berry is number 10. So a couple of ranked games keeping the Tigers away from a perfect undefeated record so far. Austin College on the other side comes in 2-1. They've also defeated Center by the same 20-13 score. That one played in Sherman, and they had last week off. They opened the season with a loss to Howard Payne and a victory at the Southwest Assemblies of God earlier this season. And the coin toss by 2019 Hall of Fame inductee Bo Edwards. And it looks like it has been won by Austin College. They have deferred, and they will kick off to the Tigers. I'll be joined today by Saul Mullock and Anthony Villanueva. And we're just about ready for kickoff. We'll be right back in just a second. Austin College with the kickoff. It'll be Oscar Gongora. And that will send us underway here. Second home conference game of the season for the Tigers. And a return out to nearly the 40-yard line. As Michael Edmondson will get the Tigers some decent field position to start. And we'll see what Wyatt Messick has as we get underway.
Yeah, it should be a good contest this afternoon. Should be a good contest this afternoon. Trinity winning 24 of the last 25 meetings against Austin College. Of course, Austin College starting the season at 2-1, so we might be in for a treat in this one.
You can never underestimate a team, but hopefully the Tigers win. It is a nice day outside, nice Saturday, alumni weekend. What else can we ask for?
And the opening play is going to be a pass out to Tommy Levine, and with that reception, he has now moved up to number 5. He breaks the tie for 6th with Hall of Fame wide receiver Bill Hodge, who played in the late 60s, early 70s. So now stands alone at number 6 on the Tigers' all-time leaderboard, and that's a good sign here for Trinity early as Levine was held without a catch in last week's victory over Center.
Yeah, definitely a curious statistic that Levine wasn't in on the action last week. Of course, you got to be happy with the win, but you'd like to see some of his contribution again today. I mean, he's a name we've been saying constantly for the years that he's been here.
And a first down run there for the Tigers. That's Charles Davis burrowing ahead. And the Tigers are across midfield.
Yeah, Davis, another guy we're looking for a landmark here, coming into the game just 9 yards away, rushing from 1,000 in his career.
And that's going to be the second catch for Levine, and that should be very close to our first down. We'll see what the officials say officially. And they're going to say move the chain, so a 10-yard completion. And the Tigers are moving the ball pretty efficiently early on.
Yeah, the offense just coming in at all cylinders right now, starting on that opening kickoff, really good field position to begin with. Appears that they're going to speed things up here. Maybe catch the Austin College defense a little bit off guard.
It's Edmondson in motion. Now he sits in the backfield with Messick. It's going to be a handoff. Edmondson breaks the first tackle, and he gets tripped up right there by Austin College. Looked like the linebacker coming in, Reagan Wilkins, listed as a safety, so maybe creeping up at the line of scrimmage. And that's going to be about a 5-yard gain for Edmondson. We had the long kickoff return that got us out to the 40 to start, and then a quick pass to Levine, a nice run by Davis for a first down. Pass to Levine, and another 5-yard gain here for Edmondson. And so far, all positive things for Trinity. Now Messick, he's looking to go deep. He's got a receiver at the back of the end zone, and just incomplete. And that's going to be Chris Stewart. And Stewart's looking around like, hey, like, I know I didn't catch it, but the guy took my arms away right before the ball got there.
All the Trinity faithful back there behind the goalpost in that little section right there, we're hoping for the flag, all making that gesture there. Good deep look. You want to see Trinity take that deep hit early on. The offense has sort of stalled a bit this year, only putting up 10 points in the games against Hardin-Simmons and Barry, both of those losses.
As you see the replay there, it could have just been perfect timing. From my initial look at it, I thought that the slap to take away the arms came in just early, but it's the first play with no positive yardage for Trinity, and now they'll go back to a pass to Levine. He's got it. He's wide open, and he's trying to get away from the defender, and he will. It's going to be a touchdown for the Tigers, and they are on the board, 6-0. And with that 30-yard pitch and catch to Tommy Levine, he has moved into 7th all-time on the receiving yards list. So moving on up on the total receptions, moving on up on the total yardage, and finding a way into the end zone where the record is 35 by head coach Jeremy Urban and Bo Edwards, both of those two men going into the Athletic Hall of Fame. Extra point is up and good. And with that, the Tigers are out front early, 7-0. And we'll see what Austin College can do offensively on when they get the ball back.
Yeah, Anthony, looking at that play there, good presence from Wyatt Messick to deliver that ball quickly. The pressure was coming, looked like a blitz coming in from the corner. Can't say enough about the work of the quarterback there to even get it to Levine in the first place.
It's a good start for the Tiger offense and Tommy in specific, getting these two landmarks out the way and an early start with a touchdown. What else can you ask for?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you got to make that tackle if you're Austin College there, prevent that touchdown from happening. It looked like he could have been down at about the 10 or so yard line, able to fight through for that extra yardage. It's just a tackle that has to be made. But more points for the Tigers, up with that 7-0 lead, just about to kick off now.
Yeah, those yards after carry were key. He just dragged them on with him and managed to get the touchdown.
Yeah, just grinding for those extra yards, always something you look for from your receivers, so long as they protect the football, which we've seen some issues with so far. But no problem there for Levine, getting it into the end zone, as he is accustomed to doing.
We'll see a kickoff here by the Tigers.
Nice kickoff. It's going to be taken at the 2-yard line. And return out to about the 20. So nice coverage there for Trinity. It was Evan Powell on the return for Austin College.
Yeah, Austin College, they're coming into the game at 2-1, as we talked about. Their one loss allowing 48 points to Howard Payne. That team is not a team that especially stands out looking at the schedule. So you have to question the fitness of their defense, as we already saw it being tested there. Their offense has worked pretty well all season. So we'll see what Coach Lauren Dawson's team has to pull out here on this afternoon.
For Austin College, it's going to be Colt Collins. He comes in on the season, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and the first play is complete. And it'll go out to Evan Powell. I'm going to say he was down on the season coming in, just 39 for 93, just under 42% completions, 645 yards, averaging about 215 a game and 7 yards per attempt, but 6 touchdowns to 3 picks. Not bad for somebody completing just 42%.
Yeah, those numbers are, as you mentioned, a little bit curious, seeing that his completion percentage is so mediocre, but get the first down there. Always want to keep those touchdown numbers above the interceptions. I don't know many guys that have stuck around in football that throw only interceptions, unless you're talking Nathan Peterman, and even his tenure with the Buffalo Bills was pretty brief. So
Tim Crossley gets the Kangaroos out for a first down. Man, it's been interesting. For Collins, he's got 2 touchdowns and a pick in every game so far, and that'll be incomplete.
Yeah, that one well overthrown there. Looking for that man coverage. I think Trinity is going to want to take that all game, having that man coverage option. If he takes these shots deep downfield, he's seems to not be too accurate with his passing, so maybe take advantage of some of those mistakes.
Collins drops back and into a seam and has the first down. Pass complete out to Aaron Radu.
Yeah, good look there for the first down and then some. Trinity's defense has been a talking point of the season. You know, Josh, you and I had talked to Coach Urban prior to the opening game of the season, and he mentioned that a lot of his defensive players were going to have to step up this year with some guys graduating. You know, good to have guys staying on like Kadarius Lee entering that year of final eligibility.
And that'll just fall incomplete there as Emmanuel Pruitt tried to take off before he actually caught it.
Yeah, it's a cardinal sin of being a wide receiver.
Yeah, and the Trinity defense, when you look at them, they are only averaging 13.3 points allowed per game this year. Rock solid, and they've given up 16 points to Hardin Simmons, who's a pretty good offensive team. They only gave up 14 points to Barry the last home game out, and they gave up 13 points to Center, who in recent years has been pretty good offensively as well, finishing second in the conference and making the playoffs last year.
Yeah, we saw a lot of good plays in that game against Center. Obviously, that one being on the road, but just watching the highlight reel from that one, we saw before the game, the interview with Michael Jewett, the Defensive Player of the Week, had that great recovery on a strip sack to close that one out.
The Tiger defense now forcing Austin College here to a 3rd and 10. Tigers got on the board early with a touchdown pass to Tommy Levine. Instead up 7-0. The opening drive here for Austin College. Collins flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to take off and run. He has over 200 yards on the season so far, and he's not going to get the 10 that he needed, but he picks up about 6 or 7, and that's going to bring up 4th down at about the 45. So
man, I'd go for it here. You know, yeah, it's unorthodox, but I'm thinking with the way Trinity's offense looked on that opening drive, maybe slow things down a little bit and take it at about midfield. But
Trinity's offense only started 5 yards further away at the 39 on their opening possession, but they're going to elect to try to pin Trinity deep. So we'll see if this will work out for Austin College. It would be a good spot to run a fake if they've got one.
I was going to say, you know, you never count out that fake. We've seen it a few times, teams employing that strategy.
Tyler James will punt it away, and that's almost blocked. He gets touched on the punt, but no big deal. And that one's going to be downed at the 2 or 3 yard line. So if you wanted to pin Trinity deep, mission accomplished. And so the Tigers, after going 61 yards, and we'll touch on 61-yard individual plays at halftime, but 61 yards on their opening drive, and now they're going to be forced to go 97 here for their second.
It's a tall order, but if anyone's capable of it, it appears, you know, Wyatt Messick is up for the challenge behind the helm there. Back to the kickoff, though, you know, something that's not really talked about a lot, but I feel like should be emphasized is making sure you don't rough the kicker, because that is a big penalty, especially if I believe you get him as the plant leg is still on the ground, and you get an automatic first down on the offensive side.
Yeah, even just the running into the kicker would be 5 yards, and on that play would have been enough.
Right.
But it looked like there was not sufficient contact, and so it'll be Messick's under center. Hands off. Davis. Not able to get out, and I believe that was Davis. Let's take a look. No, that was Griffin Lay, number 21, coming in for the second drive.
Yeah, tough position to be in now. You know, obviously you want to run the ball out just a bit to prevent getting safetied in your own end zone, but, you know, the line's got to do its part to hold that up. I don't know. I would look for a little screen route here, try to get the ball moved maybe a little further down to set up something more manageable.
Got 2 to the left and 1 to the right. Got Lay in the backfield. Out of shotgun, Messick drops back. Now he's going to be forced to run, and that's going to be holding in the end zone. That's going to fall for a safety, and it'll be 7-2 when this call is made. An interesting call there, because I was just about to say before we talked about that, the only inherent danger that you have with something like that is if you hold in the end zone, it's going to be a safety.
Absolutely right on that, Josh, before he was even able to announce the call.
And you can see it right there on the replay, right in front of the official, and you're
not much you can do about that if you have him right in front of you.
Right, you know, the refs can call that every time. Something that I've noticed even in these opening couple of drives is that Austin College needs to improve on their tackling. You know, a lot of these plays could be dead before they're able to develop a little more. Even after the hold, Messick looked like he would fall victim to being tackled in the end zone, was able to escape from that effort. But now we have an interesting score on our hands, 7-2. reminiscent of some of those scores from back in the 1930s where, you had games like 2-0, 6-5 back in 1905. Man, I don't think any of us are even close to remembering something
No, but
like
even sooner than that, 1979, Austin College took the win 22-2.
Yeah,
So
really just strange
not a common
scores.
box score there for that game.
Yeah, I guess these teams are just good at pinning each other in the end zone, creating some safeties, not something I'm used to seeing a lot of, but so yeah, 7-2. Trinity still with a 5-point lead here in the first quarter.
We mentioned earlier, two teams meeting for the 87th time here on the gridiron. Trinity holding a 50-30 with 6 ties lead in the series.
Yeah, those numbers a bit misleading if you go back all the way to 1904 when these two teams started playing each other. It's only been in recent years where Trinity's sort of just dominated. We said winning 24 of the last 25 meetings, including 7 straight. The last loss in 2013. Austin College actually took that one very handily, 35-7.
Shepard will kick off from the 20, and the return for Powell is going to go all the way out to the 40. And a little bit of extracurriculars there, but the two teams will separate. And it'll be another drive for Austin College now with an opportunity to go down and take the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. The turnaround there with the safety is just so magnificent. You get those 2 points, and then you have your offense back on the field ready to go to work. Fortunately, Trinity's defense has proven successful at limiting offensive drives, but curious to see where Austin College goes on this one. Maybe stick to the ground game a little more.
Yeah, Colt Collins, if he's not throwing the ball, look for him to run it. This time he hands off. It's Powell trying to go end around. There's a flag down. And I believe they're going to get called for.
Yeah, it might have been a hold on that outside
Could
there.
have been a hold on the outside. It could have also been a legal motion. Powell started to come across. Now it's going to be.
Yeah, it looked like they were holding right there near that sideline. So,
A
get
nice
that.
call there.
Absolutely, bring that one back.
And so the 10-yard penalty from the spot foul. And that'll make it 1st and 20.
Should be 20, 10-yard penalty on that, but still waiting for the scoreboard to catch up.
That's going to be dropped. And Aaron Rito might want to redo on that one, as that one was in his hands.
Absolutely, yeah, very catchable ball there, and looks like we're having some issues with the scoreboard. It had put up 1st and 30 just a second ago, which shouldn't be the case, but regardless, 2nd down and a lot to go for the Kangaroos.
The ball is on the 30. It's 1st and 20, or now 2nd and 20, and Collins is going to take off and run, and it's defending SAA Defensive Player of the Year, Michael Jewett, with the sack. And Michael Jewett kept the containment on the far side and beat Collins to the edge. And Collins, leading rusher for Austin College.
Yeah, Collins, it's a very college football style offense where your quarterback's really mobile. We've seen in college football in years past guys that have been really effective with that. Names like Cam Newton come to mind when you think of guys that have just made a living running the ball well.
He's going to have to throw here, and he's going to air it out, and that's going to be picked. You kind of felt it coming. I believe that's Eddie Luna, no, Nick Hover. And Nick Hover's got space down the sideline, and they're finally going to tackle him around the 15. So the Tigers go from being pinned deep in their own territory to having a safety, the free kick, the holding penalty, the sack, and eventually the INT with a nice return for Hover. And the Tigers are in business. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 15.
Yeah, Josh, you had said it. We had to feel that was coming, first with those desperation plays on 3rd down and long. You thought he was just going to air it out. A ball that was really underthrown into double coverage, Not a whole lot of green space there for Collins to work with.
The 3rd interception of the year for Hover.
The Tiger defense is definitely going to have to keep Collins in the pocket, or else he's just going to keep open up to the right or to the left. And that was a nice return for 35 yards. Hopefully the Tiger offense can capitalize on this.
Yeah, you just mentioned that Collins does want that space to work with. He's a very mobile quarterback. If you keep him planted there, he's going to have to air it out more, which is going to set up opportunities like that one.
It's 3 wide to the right. Now running back coming in motion. It's Edmondson. He gets a little toss pitch. That's going to go as a pass play. and he gets maybe a yard and a half.
Yeah, that little shovel pass plays an interesting call there on first down. You know, it's something mainly you see when you're near the goal line. Not sure, maybe trying to catch the defense off guard to what they were trying to do there.
Well, still early enough here for Trinity, and you know, trying to establish the game plan that you have, the rhythm that you want to run. Tigers are pretty balanced, not necessarily yardage-wise between rushing and passing, but as far as plays goes, they like to run the ball as much as they pass.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, very balanced game there, as you just mentioned. Another handoff we're seeing right here. And you have to imagine, Josh, that on third down, you would take a look in the end zone, maybe Levine or Stewart or something in the corner. You know, that's been a play that's worked pretty effectively, especially against a defensive secondary that has proven shaky so far this season. You know, they're 2-1, but they do allow plenty of points.
Yeah, I'm sure here on 3rd and 4, if they don't get it, Coach Urban will take points for this. There are some coaches that will say, hey, if you gave us a gift and we got a turnover, let's take 4 shots at this and try to put it in the end zone. It will be interesting to see what Trinity ends up doing, but they've got a chance here on 3rd and 4, see if they can not only get the first down, but maybe find their way into the touchdown for the second time.
Yeah, there's that shot in the corner.
Stewart, and it's just out of his reach. So the second time they've gone to Stewart in the end zone, unable to come up with it.
Yeah, I like that play call, though. We just mentioned they needed to take a shot deep in that corner, one-on-one coverage. You know, you have these fast receivers, pretty explosive, that are able to create that separation. Ball was just a bit overthrown. And, you know, Josh, you mentioned maybe taking that shot there after creating a turnover. I say just take the points and go up by, 8 points.
So it'll be Shepard on for the field goal. And it's a fake, and Shepard's got wide open running room. It'll be a touchdown for the Tigers.
Man, that was pretty to watch. Sometimes, you just got to take what the defense gives you. There's no example more prime than that one right there.
Not a play you see every day. I would have never expected that coming from the Tigers at this moment in the game.
Yeah, let's see that again. The defense just overloaded on that one side, giving a lot of green space on the left.
Charlie Shepard going for 3, ends up with 6. And now he's got to catch his breath to kick the extra point. Handles that with no problem. He's got the last 7 points. The Tigers are up now 14-2. And with 6:58 in the first, we're going to take a breather. Tigers offense wearing us out. We'll be back in just a moment. We're back here. 6:58 left in the first quarter. Oh, man, they just put the ball on the tee. Responsible for the last 7 points. The fake field goal for the touchdown, and then the extra point for Charlie Shepard.
That's one of those play calls where if it doesn't work out, everyone as a fan thinks, what was the coach thinking? But Coach Urban's, having that faith in his offense to block and get that done.
Sometimes you got to risk to get some rewards, and it worked out there.
Yeah, risk it for the biscuit, or in this case, risk it for the 7 points. Now, rather than leading 10-2, the score is 14-2.
Yeah, and it was sort of just what we were just talking about. Some coaches will say, like, if you give me a gift, we got the interception there. If nothing else, you're going to be pinned deep in your own territory. Defense has been looking good so far, and, it's a perfect time to try to run that. Nobody lined up on the far side. I don't know if that was a planned play or if when they looked at it, nobody was over there.
Yeah,
it's just an option play that they have. They only needed 4 yards to get the first down. So even if they don't score the touchdown there, they've got an excellent chance to get the first down. And speaking of first downs coming back, the design quarterback option draw there, he keeps it, and Colt Collins will be out for a first down.
They just need to get Collins to start throwing the ball again. Being Trinity, he's had his struggles early on throwing the ball downfield. We already saw the Hover interception. This guy is very capable of running the ball, as you mentioned. Team's leading rusher on the season.
Yeah, that was an interesting play because usually he's been running to the side as he is about to do right now, and he just went down the middle the previous play.
Yeah, a lot of movement from side to side, and you see all that running and you think, oh, he got a few yards, but really that's just wasted motion. That's not picking up any yards. And if you're Trinity, I think you want to continue pushing him, to the sidelines. He's running laterally, not getting any positive yardage, and that's something you'll take every time.
For as much as we've talked about his running, though, now 3 for 7 yards.
Yeah, right, and it's because, he is being forced across, and that speaks to the skill of the Trinity defensive line, applying that pressure, able to break free of their blockers.
He's got 2 out to his left, and he's going to hit the receiver. The number is obscured for me. It's going to be Kai Birkenhoff. And Birkenhoff, I believe, is going to be a yard short, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 1.
Got to give it to your quarterback and just sneak it here. Try to get that yard if you're Austin College. I can't imagine them doing anything but that here.
I mean, they can always get you by surprise and go deep.
Yeah, the issue I have with that, if you're Austin College, is just that play hasn't been working very well for them, but there is always that element of surprise you could look for.
A little bit of element of surprise there, but they've got a running room to the outside. Now Collins avoids some runners, and that's going to be a late hit.
Yeah, that was definitely a late hit.
And another late hit.
Oh, wow. Yeah, all sorts of stuff going on down there.
At least 2 penalties on the Tigers. Well, the first one I'm not sure who it's on. It could have been an illegal block coming in from the backside.
It looked like that block was not clean.
I saw a block come in from the outside, and I couldn't tell whether or not that was a defender trying to get to the corner.
Hey,
surely they're not going to give it to the guy who was just trying to hold up Collins as he was running back. But then one of the Trinity defenders knocked one of the Austin College players onto the ground after the play was clearly over.
You got to be careful because
so it looks like
these officials
might,
they could eject someone for a targeting foul if you're not careful.
A little bit of trickery on the snap there. Like I say, holding there, and you can see it there. So
oh, there's a little push there.
Each of their first unsportsmanlike of the game.
All right, so basically what they're saying here is that Austin College is going to be assessed the holding penalty from the spot of the foul. So that's going to replay 3rd down, but instead of being 3rd and 1, it's now going to be 3rd and 3. And the personal fouls that occurred as a dead ball penalty are just going to offset, and that's going to leave Luna with 1 personal foul already, and then also Drake Sanders, number 55.
Yeah, it looked like
got a personal foul as well.
Yeah, it looked like Sanders was the one who instigated it. Coming, the play was already dead on the sideline. Looked like a little push there that Eddie Luna just responded to. But
as it typically is, it's not the one that instigated. It's the one that they see is the guy that finishes.
Absolutely. And you do have to be careful with that. I'm not exactly sure how they rule that. If he gets another personal foul, I believe he is ejected
so he will
from
be,
the game.
Yeah, so two and you're gone.
Right.
And so that'll be something to keep a lookout for Trinity.
Yeah, I guess it's similar if you want to think of it in a greater sports context. It's like in a basketball game, if the guys get a double technical, those offset each other. But then if the guy picks up, one more technical foul, then he's sent off for that game. So yeah, same sort of principle here.
Game reset here at Wyatt Messick's 4 for 6, 54 yards and a touchdown. Colt Collins 3 for 8, 34 yards and an interception. And that one returned 35 yards by Nick Hover.
Yeah, that's interesting. You look at the total yardage for each team, and it doesn't look all that skewed between the teams, but you have to take into consideration the interception that Trinity had, that almost led them to the end zone, as well as that initial kickoff return that put them at about the 40.
76 total yards for the Tigers, just 66 for Austin College. So as you said, they're only 10 yards separated on total offense. But it sure does not feel that way so far. Collins throws a little quick pass. That's going to be complete. And Micah Birkenhoff, I believe, has enough for the first down.
Well, I'm curious because it was 3rd and 1, and then they called the holding penalty.
So
I'm not
the
sure
hold
why.
was down the field, so the spot foul on the hold.
Oh, okay.
And then they brought it back 3 yards from that spot. So 3rd and 4 was officially the play.
Okay, so he did get it.
Because the hold was already past the first down marker.
Right. There's like a lot of confusion here between the officials.
Don't see a flag on the field, so it looks like they're just...
Might be dealing with the time. Guess we'll wait for an official word before speak any more on that.
And then pointing back to the Austin College sideline, I can't imagine what... Yeah. Unless somebody's reported eligible, but standard formation here for the Kangaroos.
Right.
Kyle goes in motion. Collins drops back, has a little bit of time, and that one's almost picked. And frustration.
It looked like Christian Mata was right there on that.
Christian Mata feels like maybe not only did he have a pick, but maybe thinking he had a lot more than just a pick. Is Collins had a lot of time on that play, but just decided not to throw it at the right time.
Yeah, there was some pressure being applied, but, it wasn't too much until he kind of allowed it to come to him. He had some receivers open and just, as you said, was not ready to throw the ball.
And Collins will keep, and he's immediately met in the backfield by Ethan Bailey. Bailey with the strip sack against center that sealed it for the Tigers.
Yeah, I believe it was
the sack, or I guess that was a design run play, so Harris will get credit for the tackle for loss. Do not envy Justin Parker, Trinity Sports Information Director and statistician for today's game, having to figure out what are designed runs and what are broken plays and what are going to be sacks and just tackles for losses.
Yeah, you can't really tell what's going on a lot of these plays. The ball's well underthrown. There's just no real sort of rhythm to this offense, Josh. We talked about the quarterback liking to run. I'm curious whether or not these past games for Austin College has just been a matter of plays that have been busted and he's able to just, kind of create something out of nothing, because a lot of these do look like intended, out of the shotgun pass plays where he's just ending up running it.
So another third down goes incomplete, and that'll bring up fourth down. So back to punt, be Tyler James. James with a magnificent punt his first time, pinned the Tigers at the 3, which led to a safety. This one, not so great. This one will bounce back to the 29, and the Tigers will be in good position as they resume their offensive drive here with 3:16 remaining in the first quarter. So far, this Tiger offense just clicking so far. The one hold in the end zone. Other than that, pretty solid so far.
Yeah, that was the one real blemish, and that was all because of that perfect punt that you had just mentioned there. If I'm Trinity here, I keep applying the pressure here. I keep looking downfield because that's been what's worked for them pretty well. And like we said, this has sort of been a toothless secondary from Austin College that hasn't been able to make any tackles downfield or even apply good pressure. Looked like someone may have jumped the line, potentially a false start there.
False start, for sure.
Yep, we'll go against Trinity, moving back 5 yards.
Again, we can add another one to the mistakes, the small number of mistakes that Trinity offense has had in this quarter.
Yeah, fortunately, the penalties haven't really had too much of an impact against them. Penalties going both ways here. Obviously you want to limit those lost yards as much as you can.
So Messick will drop back to throw. 1st and 15. That one's going to be short. Trying to go for Levine again, and he's leading all receivers. 3 catches, 51 yards, had the 33-yard touchdown.
Yeah, that pass, fortunately, nothing more than just an incompletion, as that ball was well underthrown of its target. Got to be careful protecting the football.
So 2nd and 15 here. Levine out to the right, trips to the left. They're going to go to Levine. And after no catches last week, it's pretty much the Tommy Levine show. That's his 4th catch so far. That'll make an easier 3rd and about 5, maybe 3rd and 4. Now some options here for Trinity. They can go with a little run play for Charles Davis if they so choose.
Yeah, you might see one of those, they've been doing a lot of these short little pitches, little shovel pass sort of deals. Curious to see if they'll maybe try that again, as the blocking has been up to code so far.
Messick to throw. Stewart on the catch, and he's immediately met by a couple of defenders. It looked like it was going to be a wide receiver screen play, and that was pretty well busted from the start. Austin College reads it really well. And the Tigers will go backwards for about 3 yards, and that'll bring up 4th and 7. And from the 32-yard line, the Tigers will be forced to punt.
Yeah, I'm not really against that play call per se. It works sometimes. You get that one guy free off the screen, able to pick up those 4 yards. Just really actually a good read by the defense.
It was a slow snap to begin with.
Yeah, the play sort of developed pretty slowly there, giving Austin College some time to read it.
TJ Ranazeski gets that one off, and he's going to get a favorable roll, see how far it'll go. It's now inside the 20, and it will die at the 19. So the Tigers will be able to flip the field here and allow the defense to come back out. They've looked good so far. They've kept Colt Collins contained. He's 4'11" for 39 yards, and he's only got 5 rushes for 12 yards.
Yeah, Collins has really been limited to the extreme. And we haven't seen a whole lot of attempts here from the running back of Austin College. You know, two attempts for 15 yards. Really a small sample size, not really a whole lot to go off of that.
Yeah, looking at their stats coming in, it was pretty obvious that they don't hand the ball off a ton. Collins was probably going to be the one to take most of their run plays when he wasn't passing. And so a team that only completes 42% of their plays, and then their quarterback accounts for most of their rushing offense, so that one's thrown well away.
Yeah, it's a pretty one-dimensional offensive scheme there, and if you're able to limit Collins, then Austin College is pretty much, you know, toast for the remainder of that game. Good pressure constantly being applied his way. You know, he's being forced to throw these balls away, and that's going to lead to just more interceptions.
Yeah, Collins has been able to stay healthy so far. There hasn't been another quarterback come in to, well, at least none that have thrown a pass. And so it'll be interesting to see what Austin College's offense would look like without having to run through Colt Collins. As he's now pressured, he's going to get away to throw it. He's got a receiver looking downfield and going up over to try to make the catch. And he had it for just a minute over Nick Hover.
That was almost a really impressive catch, man. That was really good coverage. He's able to jump over, you know, to almost snag that one down.
Broderick Hampton, the junior from Princeton, Texas. It's the same high school that the senior Colt Collins went to, so those two have been hooking up for quite a while.
Yeah, let's see that.
It would have been just a fantastic catch. The angle was right in front of us here. We're positioned on about the 45-yard line, so that was about 2 yards to our left. And he jumped straight up over Nick Hover, and I thought for a second he had come down with it.
It looked like he had it. It just spilled out at the last second.
Definitely made a great play on the ball. You know, Collins, third down, drops back, throws a beautiful pass, and that was going to be complete. Micah Berkerhoff with the catch, and that's a big play.
Too. That flash will be a face mask, most likely.
Yeah, it looked like it could have been. But good job on 3rd and 10, man. We're not used to seeing that. Good call. Yeah, good call there from referee Anthony Villanueva up here in the booth. Yeah, right on that one.
Well, so far you guys are 2 for 2 on everything. Just a beautifully thrown ball.
Yeah, let's see that. Good stiff arm there.
Absolute great catch. Type of play that you need to have if you're Austin College.
And then that additional yardage from the penalty there.
So they've completely flipped the field to go from the 19 all the way down to the 24. Screen play here. Pass complete. And now a fumble.
Ball's out.
And that one will roll out of bounds harmlessly. So Micah with a big catch there just a minute ago. And Kai Berkerhoff comes back with the catch. He's going to get some yardage, and that'll make it 2nd and about 5.
This Trinity team has been good at forcing some turnovers. You know, those fumbles come in handy, especially deep in your own territory. But, you know, that one just rolling out of bounds. Time to get a stop here, you know, 2nd and 5.
Run play. And an opportunity, and going for the end zone. Did he get there? He did. And that's Devin Rito. And Rito is in for the touchdown.
Wow, what a
his
turnaround.
First carry of the day. He just would not be stopped. You get another look at it here.
Yeah, good blocking down the middle, right through the gut.
And the extension here.
Yeah, he got it.
One of the few times we'll see Collins hand it off. It worked.
Yeah, maybe they should go back to the well more on that one. The blocking was there for him, able to get it to go.
The kick is up and good. And with 2:10, we're still here in the first quarter, or excuse me, 59 seconds left here in the first quarter. Drive started at 2:10. It is 14-9 Tigers, and we'll take a short break and be back with you in just a moment. As Austin College looks to kick off, it's 14-9 here. Elsewhere in the SAA, Number 10, Barry, up 21-0 over Sewanee. And in the second quarter, it's Center and Millsaps tied 0-0. So Edmondson will return the kick here. He's right to left, and he's got a little bit of space and eventually brought down. Nice open field tackle by Keegan Nichols.
Not sure why.
Turns that out to the 22.
Yeah, not sure why Center has had such struggles this year, coming in as a ranked team, losing to both Austin College and these Tigers here by a score of 20-13 in each of those.
Yeah, Center definitely looking to try to bounce back. Barry in the driver's seat. Austin College and Hendricks are two remaining unbeaten teams here in conference. And both of those teams will need to find a way to control their own destiny and win out if they want a chance at the 2019 postseason. Wyatt Messick will get that when it's complete. Did he stay in bounds?
Oh, incomplete. Man, it looked like he had a foot in there.
It looked like he had close enough that he would have had a foot. We don't have a camera down the sideline, so can't argue that one, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, I thought all you need is one in college football, so they must have had a better look than we did up here in the press box. Austin College, having a better defensive sequence on the last drive. See how Trinity can respond to that.
There's a little screenplay for Chris Stewart. And able to gain a couple of yards. That's kind of the play that they were looking for the last time.
Right, it hasn't been working. Yeah, these little draws and screen passes haven't been working too effectively for the Tigers.
Messick's now 7 for 10 for 66 yards on the day. His counterpart, Colt Collins, 6 for 15, 133. Most of that on a 52-yard pass and a 41-yard pass to the Brinkerhoff brothers. Messick rolls. Now he's going to tuck and keep. Can he get to the first down marker? It looks like he did. It'll depend on the spot. It looks like they're going to move the chains.
Yeah, smart play from Wyatt Messick there. Good way to close out the first quarter.
And that will be a first down. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. And we will take a short break as the teams flip sides. You're watching the Tiger Network here live from San Antonio on Alumni Weekend. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. So his first play of the second quarter, it'll be a handoff, and that is on 1st and 10. And so we went to break. We thought it was a first down. The sign never changed. It looked like it was an inch short, and so we assumed it was still going to be 4th and 1. They flipped sides, and well, it was first down.
I'm not going to question it. Just good that Trinity.
It looked like a first down.
I thought he got it clearly. Yeah, it looked like it was pretty clear.
Either way, I'm sure Austin College fans will wonder about that just as much as we are. And it's now second down.
This is a game of inches after all.
Right, got to measure, be precise. There, that's what we need to see more of. He would have been in the end zone had that ball been just a bit shorter for him.
Perfect play call for Trinity there. They had Levine wide open, but he's just unable to get underneath it.
Yeah, I definitely want to see more of those sort of plays. I think you just keep going back to that strategy.
Yeah, and those plays get opened up. We talked about, they've been running a lot of the screens. They've been running a lot of the draw plays. It's those types of plays that keep the defense honest and try to keep the defense within containment and up in the box that allow for those type of big plays to happen.
Right, and when you spread the field that way, that also opens up opportunities for Messick to run the ball on sort of underdeveloped plays that get busted.
Empty backfield. Messick's going to take off and run, and that was
a little bit of a reckless handling of the ball there.
Yeah, he was down, fortunately, so no change in possession there, but Trinity will be forced to punt this one away. So Austin College now in a good position to, get the ball back, only down 5 points here on the road.
That looked like a design draw play there for Messick, and he's done pretty well with some of those plays in the past, just unfortunately gets tripped up there as he tries to run past the defensive line. So Ranazeski will come back in to punt.
You definitely need to get the other players involved, though. We had Tommy Levine take over the first quarter, but we need more players to just do it.
That's going to be a down play. And as a punter, that's the one thing you have to watch out for. We've seen that at the Division I level a couple of times this year. Those plays typically make SportsCenter.
Oh,
Not saying
right.
that the Division III equivalent will, but as a punter, the one thing you have to remember, when that ball comes in low, you've got to squat down to pick it up. You can't kneel down to pick it up.
Oh, right, the ball's down there.
As soon as you touch the ball with your knee on the floor, that's the end of the play.
That is a costly mistake here. Or could be, depending on how the defense is able to regroup from that.
Yeah,
but you know, the
on
spotting.
Sundays, you can get away with that. On Saturday, that's possession to the opposing team right there. And Austin College with a chance to take the lead here.
Yeah, just these small errors that come back to always find a way to bite you.
Collins dishes outside, and that's going to go for a few yards, so they keep moving the ball down the field. Pass complete to Pruitt.
Yeah, Collins looks like he's a little more comfortable in the pocket now.
Well, especially after that last drive, had a big, nice long completion. Not only did it go for a long way, I mean, it was probably one of the better passes I've seen all year in Division III.
Yeah, it looked nice coming out of his hand. Perfect spiral right in that little bread basket from the receiver.
And that's our touchdown score with his second attempt. And Rito does not find the end zone on this one, so his perfect day is shot.
Yeah, 3rd and 2 here. If you don't make it, do you go for it if you're Austin College? I mean, I guess first things first, this play has to happen, but...
Yeah, definitely something to think about if they can't get it, but they've got a little bit of the momentum shifted their way. I mean, it would be good to get 3 points out of this drive, but at the same time, you don't want to squander 4.
I mean, you definitely
That's
don't
going
want
to be a penalty on the Tigers.
Looked like a free play here for the Kangaroos. It looked like someone jumped the line.
Either way, that's a first down.
Yeah, it looks like the drive will continue.
So a first down, no flag on the play, which I'm just absolutely uncertain about.
No, I believe the flag was here just further down the line.
Oh, there
yeah,
it
it's
was.
just hard to see it.
Usually when the official from the side throws it, that thing lands halfway
Right, you see
halfway
that
to the middle of the field, and it looked like maybe he just kind of dropped it right beside
sort
him.
of just lost it out of his pocket. A little timid offsides call there, but penalty, I believe, was declined.
Yeah, declined. He got enough for the first down on his run. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 14.
Yeah, this is really a true test to Trinity's defense right now. How they're able to lock down and prevent this air game that's been plaguing them in the past few drives.
And timeout, Austin College. Millsap's on top of center. 5:43 left to play in the half. They've got a 7-0 lead.
Yeah,
Hendricks and Rhodes will play later tonight.
And Millsap's starting the season 3-1, off to a good start.
Millsap's, of course, defeated Trinity last year here in the Mud Bowl.
Oh, that was an interesting game. You're right. A bunch of it was a defensive showdown that was aided by the weather.
Well, they hand off to Powell. He's got some space. Eventually going to be tackled at about the 5-yard line, so it'll bring up 2nd and 1. Yeah, the Mud Bowl basically leading the way to what you see on the field down there right now, the new turf that's come in for this year. Still didn't bring a thermometer out. I meant to do that today. Seeing the new turf over at Baylor, just up I-35 in Waco, and that thing's been hitting 160, 180 degrees. And I'll tell you, the turf that they've put down here, it's not any warmer than your natural grass surface. It is nice and cool. We've got the green beads instead of the black. That helps keep the temperatures down, but an unbelievable job by the university putting in not only a quality turf, but one that's going to be safe for everybody to enjoy, even on the most extreme days. Collins looks around. Now he's got a space to run, and it looks like he's going to be giving the Kangaroos the lead.
Wow, all of a sudden, we were just at 14-2 with about 7 minutes to go in the first quarter, and all of a sudden, blink and you'll miss it. Austin College taking the lead. It's been the run game that has gotten them the touchdowns, but really the setup has come from Collins's, his passing.
Yeah, he's got the interception, but now he's got the rushing touchdown. And chance here to go for 2. They're only up 1. So really, because of that safety, they've got an opportunity here to go for 2. So Trinity with a stand can get 1 point back from that safety that they gave up.
Yeah, you just need to get off the field here to avoid a penalty.
I think a timeout's going to be taken, the second charge timeout to Austin College.
Austin College.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's their final timeout. So they are out of timeouts. Trinity with 11:06 left here in the half will have all three. And they will think this one over. I think going for two's got to be the right call here. The
Yeah,
question is
absolutely.
what play do you want to come with? Because if you can convert this, you're up a field goal, and you've basically stolen a possession away from the Tigers.
I think you go back to that format where, Collins just has the whole field to run with. I think he's just going to try to run it in.
I could see him use the running back as a surprise, because we've seen a lot of him running to the sides and even the center, but that one play he's only had like 2 plays he hands it off. One of them resulted in a touchdown.
Yeah, that touchdown, as you mentioned, off the handoff, that was, I believe, the first handoff we saw where he actually gave it up to the running back. That was like a 24-yard touchdown run.
Well, it looks like a run formation here, because they've got a lot of big bodies there, 2 in the backfield. Now Powell and a couple of others go in motion, so we've got stacked trips to the left. It is a run, now it's a reverse, and now it's going to be a pass, and not going to get in there, and that'll be the end of that play. A little too cute down there. You don't have a whole lot of space. I think when you got, you're back around the 20, 25-yard line, and the defense has to figure out what they're going to do defensively behind them, that's a play that would probably work really well. But when the defense knows that they can, come up and they don't have to cover 25 yards behind them, they just have to cover 3 feet behind them. The safeties don't have to play so far back, and the linebackers can come up just a touch more, and that's not a play that's going to work. But 15-14 lead for the Kangaroos. And as I said, 11:06 to play. Safety still a factor here.
Right, yeah, you can never count that out.
Defense helping that play out by basically taking one of those points off the board. And so,
yeah, that play on that conversion almost looked like that old Wildcat offensive scheme where, do a little bootleg, little pitch, and then free up downfield. But those are usually for, deeper passes where you free up the receiver going down. So not sure why they did that, like you said, in such close proximity to the end zone.
So Edmondson has 2 returns for 30 and 17 yards. We'll see who they kick it to this time. Stewart on your near side, and Edmondson on the far upper corner to the right. And they will kick it off to Edmondson. They are avoiding Stewart with everything they have. Edmondson takes it about the 9. And the first guy down is going to be Powell, and he's going to make the tackle. Tigers out across the 20. And that's where the offense will come back out. The offense, which was clicking so well, just sort of hasn't shown back up.
Yeah, the offense has been stalling out here, and you expect the defense has been able to sort of make up for it in past games for the Tigers, but with the Austin College offense working so well, you need to see more production from Messick and these Tigers.
We'll see if the failed 2-point conversion will put any of that momentum back towards Trinity. Messick with Davis to his left. Takes it, and he starts to scramble to his right. He hasn't looked left at all, and now he's going to throw it away, and a good play there for Messick.
Yeah.
Well outside the pocket, got it past the line of scrimmage, and it was no intentional grounding there, and that's what you look for out of an upperclassman.
Looked like he waited a little too long to deliver that, though. I believe he had Charles Davis up here sort of near the right side of the field. If he wanted to use him, sort of one of those short little screen passes that they've been looking for, and he actually did have some field to work with.
That entire play, he only looked right. I saw Davis break out towards the left, and he had nobody. He never turned his head to the left, so I don't think he had guys that were open, but he never looked. Now he looks.
Now we'll look on the side.
And that'll be a catch for about 5 yards, and they'll bring up third and about, tough to tell from the angle, 3rd and 5, I believe.
Big third down here for the Tigers. If they're unable to get it, the punt would give Austin College theoretically decent field position with how far back Trinity is right now.
Well, especially after Austin College was just taking the last 2 drives and had no issue with the Trinity defense. Defense that came in only averaging 13.3 points allowed per game. They've given up 15 in the first 20 minutes. Messick will run. He's not going to be able to get to the corner, or will he? And he does. Nice job for Wyatt Messick. When he initially took off, I did not think he was going to be able to turn the corner and have enough room down the sideline to get the first down.
Right, he was moving back. It looked like he was almost in danger of getting sacked before getting back to the line. Able to dance and weave his way around. Big first down here, really an important first down in this first half.
Everybody bunched together. The run for Davis. And Charles Davis is almost out for about 7 yards. And with that play, Charles Davis has reached over 1,000 in his career and becoming the 28 Tiger. He recorded 1,000 yards rushing.
Yeah, big number there for Davis. You know, a lot of good statistics on this alumni weekend. And if we're talking about plays to look back on, you know, that 2007 lateral game, that ending that's been famous on YouTube, you know, has millions of views.
That'll be being inducted into the Trinity Athletic Hall of Fame here at halftime ceremony. As be a first down run for Davis. We invite everybody to stick around at halftime as we will induct 12 new members, including that play. It's the first time an individual play has gone into the Trinity Athletic Hall of Fame, so that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely deservedly so. You know, you can only wish, being, you know, me or Anthony as a student, that we were around back then so we could put our own personal call on that play and go down in the folklore, but unfortunately we'll have to wait for another miracle here.
Austin Burtness with the catch. That's good for about 8 yards. It'll be 2nd and 2. John Weiner with that absolutely brilliant call on the Mississippi Miracle play. And John, interesting story for him. He was from Jackson, Mississippi. The game was in Jackson, Mississippi at Millsaps. And he was able to return home for the weekend, call the game for us here at Trinity, and had some technical difficulties with the video getting out. Those were back in the days when 2007, you were just hoping to make sure that people could hear you.
Oh, man, you could hear him. He was screaming on that. It sounded like, you know, he was having a conniption or something. Yeah, something was going on.
Edmondson goes 3 yards in the wrong direction. It'll be 3rd and 5. We were able to get that one over the airwaves just on the audio call. It was back when KRTU was giving us a little bit of help with giving us some bandwidth to get the play out, as there is a injured kangaroo down. Try to get you a number. It's hard to see from across the way.
Yeah, especially with him laying out there. I always have to hope that an injured player is okay. Good to see, though, on this drive that Trinity utilizing some more receivers. You know, Burtness is a guy that Coach Urban is looking for to have more of a breakout campaign this year.
And so the entire ceremony will be here with us at halftime, and the 2 members of the Tiger football team from back in the late 90s, early 2000s, Bo Edwards and Jeremy Urban. Those 2 men set countless records here, not only in football, but Bo Edwards, a unbelievable baseball player as well, and Jeremy Urban. There may not be a track person more decorated than Jeremy Urban in the SCAC.
Crazy to think also, you know, someone coming from a D3 athletic background in football, making the NFL, you know, succeeding, playing a few years between, I believe, the Seahawks and the Chiefs.
3rd and 5, and Mexix is going to go down, and a big sack for Austin College. And coming through, and second time today making his name known, Keegan Nichols, sophomore linebacker. Played with Tommy Levine in high school. They know each other really well. And Keegan Nichols is an absolute fantastic player.
And tough way to see that drive collapse there. You know, able to extend the drive on that last 3rd and 5 that Wyatt Messix was able to sneak his way through. And now, you know, being forced to punt on 4th and 13.
And Azeski with a good punt here, and that'll be unreturnable. See if he gets a fortuitous bounce. Edmondson will take it at the 20, and that's where it'll be down. So the Tigers trailing, 6:56 left here in the half. Austin College will be going back out on offense. We'll be back in just a moment. 6:56 left. Colt Collins, he'll hand it off, coming end around. is going to be Aaron Rito.
Yeah, this Trinity defense not looking as tight and locked up as we're used to seeing. You know, a lot of yardage on these recent plays. It all started back on that 3rd and 10 deep pass where Austin College was still trailing 14-2. That play that ended in the face mask, giving them a little bit of offensive momentum that they just haven't let go of since.
And another sweep handoff play. This one going to Crosley. That's the first time he's had a run in the last couple of drives.
Tim Crosley on the carry.
Crosley, I believe he had the game's maybe the first 2 running plays, and that's the first time he's touched the ball since.
3rd and 3 here, yeah.
3rd and 3, it's short 3 probably.
I think we'll see a run play here. Collins probably going to take it himself.
As if you were in the huddle for Austin College, but then again, so maybe for the Tigers, as coming up with a big hit there and the tackle for a loss, will be Harris Good. And Harris Good, the first year from Fort Worth. Second time his name's been called today with a big play.
Yeah, great stop there, getting the ball back on the Trinity side. Of course, you still have to be wary of that fake punt. I mean, at all times, just from, we've seen some wacky play calling here from some opposing teams, but in all likelihood, it will be punted away.
Tyler James gets it out. Chris Stewart takes it at the 30. He's got some room up past the 40 to the 50. Crossing his way to the 40, cuts back across the field. He's going to get tripped up, and officially he's going to go down about where the ball was when this play started. And a fantastic return for Chris Stewart. And that's why they've been avoiding kicking the ball to him on kickoffs. Can't really do much about that on the punt. You should get a good look at it here.
You know, it's been sort of a strange game for Trinity where the majority of their production has actually come on the special team side of things. You know, the fake field goal that led to the second touchdown, as well as that initial drive where they took a kickoff back. You know, Edmondson took it to the 40-yard line. And getting the stop, you know, on the 2-point conversion also. So,
a lineman down for Austin College being attended to. Hopefully those are just cramps. It is sweltering hot today here in San Antonio.
Man, yeah, nobody knows that any better than us up here in the booth, you know, having to crack open the window just from all of the heat finding its way up here. These AC units do help a little bit, I will give us that.
That is the second player down for Austin College in this quarter.
Yeah, you know, you do want to win by any means necessary. Hopefully that doesn't come at the cost of injuring all of the opponent's players, but you got to hope that he's okay. He's just being carted off the field, rather walking off the field with the help of the trainer.
Logan Sisk, the freshman from Benbrook, Texas. Hopefully he's able to gain his strength back. Rejoin the Kangaroos here in a minute. And a flag on the play is going to wipe out that return. I didn't see the flag initially.
Yeah, I wasn't so sure where it happened, which is unfortunate because it would have been
just about. It was probably right where that first block was, judging from where they've spotted the ball. So it looks like the foul would have occurred at the 37, and it pushes the Tigers back to the 27.
Man, that is unfortunate.
Just when we thought things might be turning around for Trinity, one more penalty puts us right back where we started. And Davis didn't get it all back, but he got pretty much a good chunk there, and that'll be about a 12, 13-yard gain for Charles Davis, who's starting to run the ball with a little bit more conviction, up to about 30 yards on the day.
Yeah, way to fight for that extra yardage there. You know, got a couple extra yards on a play that looked over already.
Nice and patient, but nowhere to go. And so he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. It'll be 2nd and 10.
I'm going to say something bold here and go out on a limb. You know what? I would like to see something like a flea flicker maybe catch the defense napping a little bit. You know, it sounds a little wacky, but honestly, you know, with the way they've sort of figured out Trinity's rhythm, if you sort of change the game up, I don't know, have someone go deep, take a deep shot, and maybe do a play fake of that nature.
It's going to be trips to the left. Tommy Levine, top of your screen. They're going to go to him. He'll pick up about 6. So it'll be 3rd and 4. Nice job to cut down the 3rd down percentage, but it seems like when Levine's out there, he didn't have a single catch last week, and they have come out with nothing but passes to Levine. First 2 games here at home, we saw the Tiger offense well balanced amongst their receivers. Chris Stewart had 3 touchdowns in that first game.
Right.
I think Tommy Levine still led the game in catches. But so far, it's been all Levine. 6 catches, 72 yards, touchdown. And now 3rd and 4 for Messick. He's going to be under pressure again, and another 3rd down sack. And again, Keegan Nichols. Goodness gracious.
Man, yeah.
Making a case to be Defensive Player of the Week. His 2nd sack.
Yeah, you can't really put any blame on Messick for that either. Really had no time to react at all to the pressure that was being applied. And the line is sort of breaking down here on the Trinity offensive side. Seems to be all Austin College at this point. The good news is it is only a 1-point game. Trinity very much in this one.
Fantastic pump by Rinozeski, and the return is going to end up going backwards. Sharon Jones, I think he caught it around. See if they're going to give him forward progress, and maybe so, because they're going to spot this one at the 17. No, where are they spotting it? They're spotting it on the 12.
Yeah, really good job by Trinity to.
So now the defense with 2:50 to play. See if with those 3 timeouts they can keep this to a 3 and out and give the Tiger offense a little bit of opportunity to regain the lead going into halftime. If you're Austin College, you want to milk this for all it's got and then throw up another touchdown and have that confidence for the next 25-30 minutes of non-play time. And so far, Tigers have no answer for Devin Rito.
Yeah, he's been having his way here of late. Trinity did do a good job in the opening, in the entire first quarter, really, playing defense until the very end, the last two or so minutes, that final drive.
That big play to Micah Brinkerhoff really has been the difference. Ever since then, Austin College has looked like they've been very confident. So your senior captain's going to get to Colt Collins there, and that's going to be a sack for Campbell Miller.
Yeah, great work by Campbell Miller.
Maybe something a little bit more. They're looking to see who has the ball.
Looks like there might be a man down here from the Tigers in that scrum there.
Nope, so Austin College maintains. The way that the official was hunched over, I thought maybe for a second he was trying to figure out who had possession.
Yeah, always a valid concern. Anytime the quarterback gets sacked, that ball could get jarred loose.
So we just talked about defense needing to make the plays. It's going to be 3rd and 10. And the Tigers will take that timeout now with 2:11 to play here in the half. And a great call there. Save as much of that time as possible. Offensively, you can stop the clock in a few ways, but Austin College now with 3rd and 10. Wouldn't be surprised if they took all 40 seconds off of that play clock before they snapped it. And the play is over before it starts on a false start. As the members of the 2019 Hall of Fame class are starting to make their way down to the field. We've got 2 minutes left here before the half. Stick around with us. When we go to halftime, we'll have that ceremony for you.
I was wondering why James Hill was out of the press box and on to the track out there. But he is part of that induction class for 2019.
Collins will keep it, and he's got a little bit of room. Now he's got to get to the corner. And he goes out of bounds, so that's going to help Trinity. 2:09 now on the clock. Well, Collins was nowhere near the first down marker. He would have been much better to have just kept that ball and just gone forward to force Trinity to take another timeout. He doesn't.
Yeah, not sure why he went out of bounds. Not a smart football play there.
4th and 7 as we return here. Or 4th and 6, according to our scoreboard down at the bottom. See, 1 timeout left for Trinity. They'll need that offensively. Tyler James will punt it away. It's blocked and recovered by the Tigers inside the 5 at the 2.
Wow, what a turnaround here. That's remarkable. I thought they were
Looked like they almost recovered it in the end zone. Would have been a touchdown. But special teams proving itself worthy again for Trinity.
Trinity special teams last couple of weeks have been looking fantastic. And you get a good look at it there. Don't know who had it.
There was all sorts of pressure, too.
Super slow on that one.
Looked like there were 3 different guys who could have gotten in there and deflected that. Look at that again.
Tough to see the numbers, but a couple of guys, as you mentioned, right there. So it'll be first and goal from the 2. Wyatt Messick's under center. Charles Davis in the backfield. Handoff to Davis. He's looking for his first rushing touchdown of the year. Not going to happen on this play. And it'll be second down.
Yeah, you really hope for the touchdown here. I mean, settling for the 3 on a field goal would still give Trinity a 2-point lead, but, you know, with only needing 2 yards here on this drive, not a whole lot to ask for.
No timeouts for Austin College, so maybe not scoring on the first play.
Yeah, it might be helpful.
Not necessarily the worst thing.
Got to kind of milk the clock there to prevent any sort of counter.
You really don't have to take off a whole lot of time, but maybe just one, 40-second rundown of this would be enough to keep Austin College from being able to have enough time. Messick has Burtness wide open in the end zone. That's touchdown Tigers.
Good play call. Looked like Messick's almost overthrew that one.
So 1:20 to play here in the half, and it's not quite as dramatic as the last game at home against Barry, where the Tigers scored on the final play of the half with a Hail Mary. But second quarter comebacks for Wyatt Messick's.
Very close. Barely got those feet in there.
I'll put the Tigers up 20-15. They're not going to play around. They're just going to kick the extra point. Up and through. They've got a 21-15 lead. And there's a flag on the play. Running into the kicker. I'm sure that Coach Urban will just take that down on the kickoff. No need to re-kick something you just made.
Absolutely. 21-15 now, the score. Should be.
Yeah, they'll get that changed over in a minute. The guys running the scoreboard wisely on the flag there, not putting the point up.
There it is.
They'll put it up when they get that taken care of. So the 3-yard pass to Austin Burtness. Second touchdown pass of the day for Wyatt Messick. He's 11 of 17 for 87 yards. His counterpart, Colt Collins, 7 of 16 for 137. No touchdowns. Does have one rushing, but also had the interception that led to a Tiger touchdown from Shepard. And if you didn't see it and you're wondering, wait, I don't recognize that. Yeah, it was a special teams field goal fake to the kicker.
Yeah, and it worked perfectly. Really untouched as he made his way into the end zone on the outside. Crafty play calling, yeah.
Definitely something Charlie Shepard's going to be talking about tonight. But right now he's focused on trying to get this one for a touchback.
All right, Austin College with no timeouts here in this final minute and 20 seconds. Like a squib or something.
Shepard's just going to go with the squib, and that's just going to be down. So as effective as a touchback, Austin College will take over at the 25.
It's been an interesting first half, really. It's been all over the place. Trinity jumping out with the first score of the game, then conceding that safety, and then getting it back on the fake field goal to lead 14-2, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Austin College's offense sort of rising from the dead, taking a 15-14 lead. Now here we are, Trinity back on top.
Collins has a receiver down the field, and pass complete. Pruitt, or excuse me, that's Kai Birkenhoff, and this is what we talked about. You didn't have to necessarily run all the clock off, but 40 seconds here or there might have been enough to keep Austin College from doing what they want to do right here.
Right, they're just going to take some
Colt Collins does have a
here.
very strong arm. He's just going to throw this one away. Caught by TJ Renazeski on the sideline.
Yeah, unfortunately, not in the field of play or, on the field, but
Tiger punter celebrating his catch.
Gotta get a stop here, yeah.
Just looking at him there on your screen, I mean, goodness. His arms are about big enough to play on the offensive line.
Yeah, I would not challenge him in a fight.
stands a foot taller than everybody else. You look at his biopic on the website, and it's very intimidating. So he's going to scramble around here, and he'll run out of bounds. 44 seconds left.
Quarterback run by Colt Collins.
Yeah, the clock will stop, though, with those 44 seconds left. And now if you're Austin College, just a little want to get the first down and just immediately get out of bounds here.
Yeah, it'll be third down, so for Trinity, got to feel like this is two-down territory. If you give the ball up here, if you're Austin College, Trinity's got one timeout. I mean, maybe they kick a long field goal, but got to trust your defense at some point. That's going to be a false start, push them back to midfield. That might change what you do, because now with the ball being at midfield, if you don't complete the pass here, you don't get yardage.
Yeah, if you don't get it here, probably be forced to punt the ball away.
Completely missed whatever happened with the call there. He said something. The crowd was absolutely
the crowd was
crazy.
laughing. I wasn't sure. What was
Collins
so
drops
amazing.
back, and he's going to throw it over the middle. That's incomplete. 4th and 12 now.
What was so funny to the?
I didn't hear
I'm
it.
not
I
sure.
think he may have. It was either what he called for the false start. He might have called the entire line off or for a false start because the center was the only one who didn't go.
Yeah, might have been it.
So 38 seconds left. It will be a punt now, and I believe that false start probably changed the narrative there. If you're playing from the 45, you probably go for it,
Right.
but you got to punt it away here.
And the
Stewart-
way Trinity, special teams, they've been going off this game. Have to be careful of them taking it back, but that punt will just
That'll
sail
be punted
out.
to the 10. And a fantastic job. Tyler James, he's pinned the Tigers within the 3. They got a safety, and now he does, pretty much a coffin corner there at the 10 because I don't think you're going to get somebody to come out and try a 90-yard drive with 32 seconds left. I would not be surprised to see a knee.
They should just run the clock out.
We take this to halftime. Maybe not a knee. Maybe you do go with just a handoff play or like a little sweep type of a play just to see, hey, if nobody, can get through the block, then you can get a whole lot of yards. But I wouldn't try to throw it deep or do anything else.
Right, I would, yeah. Just do something conservative here.
But Coach Urban has surprised us before. And it looks like they're going to get a 10 more yards out to Levine. So he got no catches last week, and I think they're trying to get him 65 before the break. And that'll be his 7th here in the first half. So just 58 more catches to go. Next 28 seconds. I think he's got
we'll
it.
See. We'll see about that. But only 10 seconds ran off the clock there. Maybe if they're able to make some quick passes.
If they can get up to about the 40-45 yard line, you give Messick a chance to throw it deep. He's hit from 52 yards to the front of the end zone for a touchdown against Barry. So you've got an option here. Another outside play. It's 57.
Same thing.
57 yards or 57 catches to go here in the next 24 seconds, and he'll have 65 catches before the half. A very focused effort here from the Tiger offense to get their wide receiver involved.
It almost seems like Austin College is sort of just playing scared and just trying to contain any huge gain and just
and that's really it's the smart play for Austin College.
Right.
Trinity's not going to, they're probably not going to score a touchdown just doing this over and over and over.
And time will eventually not be on their side if they.
Now they throw it down the field even more, and my goodness, now I think we start talking about what you're talking about. They have gotten into past midfield.
Oh, and there's a flag there.
And that's going to be a late hit. That's going to move the ball even further down from the 48 to the 33. And just as I open my mouth and say you're not going to give up a touchdown, allowing that to happen, there's only 18 seconds left, but the Tigers still have a timeout.
Yeah, that timeout will come in handy as well. There's always the option of running a hurry-up offense or spiking the ball if you really need to. And at the very least, get a field goal because, taking the lead from 6 to 9 would change it from just a 1-possession to a 2-possession game, which would be very huge.
Yeah, just outside Charlie Shepard's range right here. He's hit from 47 recently. And so this would be a 50-yard field goal from this spot. So they need a few more yards to give it a go. No wind that's really perceivable at the moment. Davis, he's not going to get very far, and
curious.
That'll force the timeout now for Trinity. So that still gives you one more time to throw. And there's a good chance to run right there because if they bring the blitz, you're going to run right past it and you can pick up about 10 yards before the secondary is able to readjust. But you're going to need another 5-yard outplay here, I think, before you can comfortably settle for a field goal. But at the same time, you're well within the range here for Messick to throw it deep towards the end zone. So,
right, maybe he will take one deep shot. I agree with you. I think they should just, focus on getting that first down first and foremost and stop the clock by getting out of bounds, passing to the sideline.
And they can get a free play at the end if they need it off of a defensive penalty. So if pass interference would be called, this isn't necessarily a Hail Mary situation here from the 33. Usually when it's from the 50, you're probably not going to get that call when it's a jump ball. But you could probably throw a 33-yard strike with some accuracy and precision to where if it was pass interference, they're pretty much going to be calling it right there. Jump balls, maybe not. Messick drops back. Now he's going to have to scramble. He's out on the run. And that's going to be a holding for the Tigers. Right. And it's a pass complete to Burtness, but that's just coming back.
Yeah.
And they will have 5 seconds to throw it deep from the 43. And so, not a whole lot of penalties here for the Tigers, but the ones that have come at the absolute worst time. They've already given Austin College 2 points on a safety. They've ended drives coming on 3rd down. And then now take you out of field goal range and take you from a completed pass at the 20. 5 seconds left. You've got a field goal, but you've also got a chance inside the 20 to say, hey, if we got a play that we feel we can get 20 yards off of, it's right there. That's going to leave the Tigers with a Hail Mary shot.
Yeah, just one last deep strike down
Pretty
the
much
field.
the same situation that they faced against Barry, about 5 yards closer. Messick drops back. He's going to heave it into the end zone, and this one is not going to get there, and that's going to be batted down. And that will do it. We have reached halftime with the Tigers up 21-15 over the Kangaroos. Go ahead and stick around for the halftime ceremony. We'll bring you the 2019 Trinity Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony in just a moment. And welcome back as we are just about ready to begin the second half of action. A little quick recap for the first half. See the team stats in front of you. Austin College controlling the total yardage in this one, but it's been the efficiency of Wyatt Messick's 14 of 21, 129 yards, 2 touchdowns, and also Trinity scoring a touchdown on a fake field goal after a 35-yard interception return from Nick Hover that set the Tigers up for their drive at the 15-yard line going in. They have a 21-15 lead, and Tigers receive the opening kickoff in the first half. They will kick it away here in the second.
Yeah, it's been largely a story of field position. It's been helpful for Trinity's favor getting the ball on kickoffs and putting it in their own 40-yard line at the beginning.
Charlie Shepard kicks it deep to Evan Powell, who will try to bring it out, and he only gets to the 12-yard line. And that's where Colt Collins will take over. He was 8 of 19 for 164 yards. Mentioned that interception, but he also ran for a touchdown, and that was what put the Kangaroos up early on. They were leading this game 15-9, and it looked like they might be able to start to take a little bit of a opportunity to kind of maybe extend that. Tiger defense showed up. And so we'll see what the Tigers defense has to say as they start the drive here to begin the second half.
Yeah, it's at least encouraging for the Tiger defense that Collins only has 19 yards on his 10 rushing attempts. We mentioned earlier he's the team's leading rusher.
First play is going to be intercepted. And the Tigers will take over. Jeremy Harris.
He's had quite the game.
That one.
Yeah, he's had a few big stops, had a sack earlier on. He caught that one.
Let's take a look at that one here. And he just snags this one. A little bit of a leaping effort, catching it almost a little bit up into his upper left. And what an absolute snag for Jeremy Harris. And that's got the Tigers ready to go just at the 21-yard line. So the second time they've taken over, basically already in the red zone off of interceptions.
Yeah, also earlier, the third touchdown was set up on that blocked punt that a bunch of Trinity defenders swarmed in on. You know, they got the ball, collected it at the 2-yard line. Interesting little reverse there.
Able to make the most of it. That's going to go for about 7.5, 8 yards.
And just 20 seconds into this half, Trinity already threatening here to extend the lead. Would be their biggest lead of the game if they were able to get a touchdown here on this drive. Biggest lead earlier was 12, 14-2. A touchdown here with the extra point would give them a 13-point advantage.
See the defensive back there for Austin College. That one, I think, looks like a cramp. Hopefully it is. Nothing more serious than that. Again, far side, all their injuries have occurred pretty much on that far side. I haven't been able to see a number yet from our angle. Take a quick moment here as we await the outcome of this, and we'll be right back. Situation seems to be somewhat manageable and under control, so didn't quite get the number there, but it doesn't look like it's a serious injury, and so hopefully we'll see the player back out on the field in just a minute. Chris Stewart breaking some tackles down to the 5-yard line.
Stewart really made something out of nothing there. It seemed like he was going to be brought down pretty immediately. Able to create there
a little bit of what seemed like it might be extracurriculars, amounting to nothing.
Yeah, let's see that again.
Nice broken tackle. And then continues to break the tackles. It's all the way out of bounds at the 7-yard line.
Yeah, the tackling not been up to par here for the Kangaroos. See if they're able to get the stand here. 1st and goal. Look for another shot in the corner of the end zone here from Messick.
Is he going to roll right? He's got Stewart. Dumps it off to him. Now racing for the corner. Did he get there? No, did not. He's going to be just outside.
Wow, he almost got that pylon there if he'd just been able to extend a little bit more.
Yeah, it's one of those plays where you've got to go extremely low. And I don't think he was able to go quite low enough. And so he will take solace, getting the Tigers down to the 1. It's going to be a quarterback sneak up the middle. Waiting for the signal. I believe he got in. It's just a matter of waiting. No, they're going to spot it. They're going to spot it.
Got it. I thought he was in there.
So interesting. They clearly did not see it. You know, that's why when you're down at the bottom of that pile, you've got to try to just keep moving that ball forward at every inch you get. Because halftime, if they don't come in making the call right away, they're looking to see where that ball is spotted or where that ball sits when they get up there.
Right. That's about as close as it could be, really. Just if you just blow on that thing, it'll probably cross over into the end zone.
If your center can win the snap here and push forward and make a block, you almost typically just go with the silent count.
Right.
Let's see what Messick does. Now he's going to hand it off. Davis looking for his first touchdown of the year. He's got it. Charles Davis into the end zone. The Tigers extend the lead, 27-15. The point after pending.
It's what we're used to from the Tiger offense. Of course, it does help to be set up on the opposition's 20 or so yard line.
Well, Tigers able to capitalize here early. 12:38 play here in the second half. Shepard is up and through, and the Tigers have a 28-15 lead.
Yeah, biggest lead of the game now for Trinity. Starting to cook a little bit here with some momentum.
Let's see if defense could give us another nice outing. They've been doing it so far in the second half.
Yeah, we saw that interception in the very first play. You know, that was great. Immediate turnaround, and Trinity had that final possession of the half, almost able to score on a Hail Mary. So, Anthony, you know, you have to feel that things are in Trinity's corner now.
That's for sure. We're seeing a balance between offense, defense, and even special teams.
Yeah,
that's what you want to see.
Special teams been great, absolutely. And that's something that you don't really talk all that much about. You know, special teams sort of an underappreciated art of a football game, especially, you know, when the punter comes out and is able to pin that opposition. But even deeper than that in this game, fake field goal, blocked punt.
Yeah, for sure.
Returns. Yeah, absolutely.
Especially to deserve more recognition. They can either win you or lose you a game, just like anything else.
Absolutely, just as big a part of the game as, you know, the quarterback, running back, and all the rest of that. And now you can even see the Tiger sideline. Everyone seems to be into it. Players are having a little more fun with it now.
Charlie Shepard kicks it deep to Evan Powell, who takes it at the 4. He's going to make his way back up to about the 20. He'll go no further, so Austin College. Well, the opening to the second half did not go exactly as planned. Colt Collins with the second INT of the day. They'll get a chance to come out and kind of maybe do a reset here and see if they can just find their offense, find their groove. They were down early 14-2, so it's not much different.
Right, it's only 1 point difference, and that's because they didn't go for the normal extra point earlier. But you mentioned before the game even that Collins was a model of consistency of 2 touchdowns, 1 interception in each of his previous 3 games, and in this one, no passing touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Trinity run defense looking a little more tight than it was in that first half. They were allowing a few big gains, including the one that amounted to a touchdown for about 24, and then quarterback Collins taking one of his own to the house.
Reese Matthews on the tackle there for a tackle for loss, and now we got a whistle before this one gets going.
False start.
Legal
we'll
motion.
see.
False start, yep.
Man, Anthony needs to be out there donning the zebra uniform.
Get him the official's wage today.
Yeah, I don't know why we have him stuck up here with us, man. He's moved beyond that.
So now make that a 2nd and 16. And so the first 3 plays of the second half for the Austin College Kangaroos have, well, they've either gone to the other team or they've gone backwards.
Right, not the way you want to run your offense. We'll see what they respond with here.
Rito got the first down and more.
Wow, great blocking there on
He's
the
out
outside.
up to the 50-yard line, just inside. Haven't quite crossed midfield yet, and they'll be officially out of bounds at the 46.
Nice blocking, 2 broken tackles. Nice run after. That's a good play to basically take off the negative plays they've had that with the interception and those penalties that's been killing them this half.
Yeah, Collins now on 9 passes, just a smidge under 200 yards. So when they're completed, they're working.
Yeah, he's got completions. That was Aaron Rito, 32 yards. And then Micah Brinkerhoff has a 41-yard completion, and Kai, his brother, with 52-yard completion. So he's picked a lot of that up on just a couple of completions. But nonetheless, I mean, that kind of parallels to what the stats were coming in before the game. Not a whole lot of high percentage passes, but the ones that he does complete, they go a long way. He gets the yardage that he needs and everything else.
Yeah, sort of a feast or famine sort of guy.
Coming up and make the play will be Aaron Hale. A couple of others.
Yeah, Austin College taking their time here. 3rd down and only a couple to go. Would not be surprised again to see Collins being the one in charge, running the ball himself. Might be another one of these draw plays. Yeah, fakes the handoff.
And it gets upended almost immediately by Michael Jewett. And that'll bring out the punt situation, as it will be a 4th and 1. So Jewett with a clutch play. About 10 minutes to go here, 3rd quarter. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in here on the Tiger Network. Hope you enjoyed the halftime show. If you're a Trinity fan, got to see the induction of the 2019 Hall of Fame class. I thank everybody across the state, across the country, across the world tuning in, especially my 2 little ones, Lennon and Jackson. Thank you guys for taking time out from your video games and taking this one in, as Tyler James is going to punt it, and that one's not going to be down inside the 20. It kind of breaks a little streak for him, as that'll go for a touchback.
Yeah, always good to have that family support, tuning in. I always want to give a shout out to my parents and even grandparents that find time out of their busy schedules to tune in and watch these games, It's always thankful for that.
And while we're on that subject, I'd like to thank our student crew at Saul and Anthony in here with us, but the ones you don't see out on camera are going to be Katie and Nicholas, and then back in the control room it's going to be Chong, Sarah, and Genevieve. It's a small effort here from quite a few people. And Wyatt Messick's looking to throw it deep. Tommy Levine with a nice catch. That's going to stay inbound. No, they're going to say he got pushed out. I thought he got the foot down. Had a little bit of a gap between the guys standing on the sideline. I thought I saw that land, but may have already been out of bounds by that time.
Yeah, there have been a few of those where it's sort of been up in the air, and then again, we don't have the best vantage point from up here, especially with the whole wall of players blocking our view. But we'll get a replay on that.
Get a good look here.
Yeah, it looked like he might have been shoved out.
Offensive coordinator Wade Lytle kind of blocking us on that last replay there. And, of course, member of that play back in 2007, starting left tackle for the Tigers. And was able to catch one of the laterals.
That was
go
crazy,
down forever in college football lore.
We were just, looking at that during that halftime presentation, and some of those laterals, I have no idea. It just has to be one guy to bring down that tackle, or the ball just take one bad bounce or something. I think that was an odds-defying play by all sense of the words.
Messick's hit as he throws, and that is going to be picked. And then just going to take a guess. I did see the number, but I was going to take a guess at who jumped up there and snagged it out of the air. He's already got a couple of sacks today. Now he's going to add a pick to his resume. Keegan Nichols, just an absolute terror at linebacker for the Kangaroos. See him there. He's locked up with the lineman there, and then he immediately recognizes that ball was tipped. My goodness.
Yeah, that number 42 has been all over the place. So the game is, every time you think Trinity is taking another step forward, couple steps backward here. It's up to the defense to pitch a shutout here, or at least, very least, hold them to a field goal.
This is a nice field position for the Kangaroos. It seems they can get something out of this 7 points in their cause.
Yeah, we'll see if they take a shot deep downfield. It hasn't worked out consistently for them.
And Colt Collins is going to be going backwards once again, making the play there for the Tigers.
Kangaroos
Ethan
having
Bailey once again. That center game had the strip sack. Now it just keeps on going.
Tigers matching the defensive effort that the Kangaroos been giving out here.
Yeah, just blow for blow, both of these teams engaging in this dogfight on this Saturday afternoon. Collins looking deep in double coverage. Good hit there.
Nick Hover with the pass breakup. And that was perfectly timed. Take a second, get another look at that one.
Yeah, here it is.
Going across the middle.
Ooh, nice hit there.
And that was going to be a nice completed catch. So Hover knocked that one out. So he's got the pick, and he's got the pass breakup that would have set them up first and goal. Evan Powell just not able to corral that one in, and understandably so.
3rd and 18 here.
Collins now scrambles back to his right. He's got a little bit of room. He's going to have a little bit more. And that will set them up for a 4th down and 10. Now decision time. If you kick the field goal, you go down 10. Do you keep the momentum and try to see what you get? If you don't get it here, you come away with no points.
I think you have to kick the field goal. I just don't see it. I mean, it's just too far away, 4th and 10. Logistically, if you were to look at it from the standpoint of if you get 7 points, it's only 1 possession, but
they're going to go for it.
Yeah.
Collins looking to his left. Now he scrambles to his right. Now he's going to have to heave it into the end zone, and it's caught. What a catch. Hover goes up for the pick, and he can't quite come up with it. An unbelievable catch. And hopefully he lands okay.
Well, let's see. The Tigers were complaining, saying that the ball hit the ground.
Just goes up for it. Don't see it there.
Looked like he had it.
He has it there, and then unbelievable, and he lands hard.
Wow.
So
it was
just
the right
now
play to
getting
go
up.
for it.
Micah Birkenhoff, I believe, on the catch. Number 13. He's being helped off on a trot from his teammates. What an unbelievable catch, and hopefully landing on his back or on his tailbone, he's okay. Mentioned the new turf. It's got a little bit of give to it. You walk around on that turf, it's a little squishy, but when you land, it's not going to be that squishy.
Right.
And so, what a fantastic play call for Austin College. They find themselves down 28-21, pinning the PAT. And almost getting the blocks for Chris Stewart, but unable just to get the fingertips on it. And that'll make it 28-22. So, just about halfway done here in the third quarter, and we've seen some fantastic football here as we've come out of the second half. And we will catch our breath. We'll be right back here on the Tiger Network. We're just about ready for the kickoff here. Coming from Oscar Gongoria. Gongoria has avoided Chris Stewart on every kickoff to this point. They've all gone to Michael Edmondson. And we'll see if he does it once again.
Yeah, smart avoidance. Chris Stewart, we saw him take one back that got called back in the first half.
You know, they avoid him to the point of a penalty as the Tigers will take over here at the 40. You know, when you've got somebody, you know, we saw it on that punt return for Chris Stewart. He was able to break through and scampered for about 50 yards on the punt return before it was called back for an illegal block.
Even after that penalty, I mean, the penalty didn't change the fact that he did avoid all of those tackles.
Well, the Tigers going to make Austin College re-kick this.
Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah, so they'll have to kick it from
Gongoria from the 30-yard line now. You got Stewart and Edmondson standing on the 15. So obviously they feel like they can get a little bit further out than where they would have taken over. Almost be interested to see if at some point Urban just switches Edmondson and Stewart just last second. See if they kick it off. Yep, it's going to go to Edmondson. He catches it at the 19.
Oh,
fakes the
almost.
end around to Stewart. Now he's got some running room. Out to the 40. Still going. Crosses midfield. And, hey, when you believe in your returners, you make them re-kick. An advantage Tigers as we're past midfield off the return.
Yeah, you were spot on there. They almost did switch it up there. You see the replay. Little fake lateral.
And just excellent lane right there. Thought right there maybe he was about to get stripped.
Yeah, it looked like he might have.
Able to hold on right there.
I believe he got it at about midfield.
Well, he went down at the 40. He was down at the 47, and they give him the ball at the 50. So either way, Tigers take over. Charles Davis just scored his first rushing touchdown of the season. And he's 8 yards ahead. Just clips 1,000 yards in his career as well. I mean, the 28th member of the Tigers to do so. And that history going back a long way. We already mentioned this series dates back to 1904.
Yeah, so there was looking back on the schedule, a 0-0 tie in 1908. You want to see the highlights of that one.
I think we just did. Stewart in motion. It's going to go to Davis once again. See if he can break the tackle. Gets the first down. He does. Still running. Still churning. And he's got a 10-yard gain. And now we'll start to see if the Tigers can maybe wear down the defense with just a consistent ground attack. That's what the Tigers like to do. They like to get the lead, like to do it through the air. And then once they get comfortable, they can start pounding the ground.
Right. I wouldn't be all that surprised, though, to see one of those deep shots that we're known to seeing in the end zone. The run has been effective on the drive. They haven't thrown the ball yet, but would not be surprised to see it here. No, we
Another
go back
run to
on the
Davis.
ground.
He's got some room. And why not? He's getting about 8 yards a carry right now. And when you're able to do that, just keep on plowing forward.
Right. And as you
11
said,
for
where
57 on the day.
right, wear out the defense in the process. And, when you prolong these sort of drives, definitely helpful to manage the clock. That way you kind of slow down the pace of the game. We saw in the first quarter when the game was moving slower, it was working against Austin College and their offensive scheme.
He's got 3 rushes for 25 yards on this drive so far. Ball at the 25. Messick. Now to Griffin Lay. Lay bounces to the right, cuts back to the left, and he's inside the 15. Almost down to the 10. They're going to spot him at the, looks like the 13.
Trinity in a great position here to answer the Austin College touchdown.
They'll go no huddle. Messick. Yeah. Had to see that one coming at some point, right?
Look who it is.
Keegan Nichols. He's like, enough of this. Know where this is going. You're not going to do it 5 times in a row.
Man, he has been their defensive savior today. That interception, a few sacks, and that tackle for a loss right there.
Yeah, if we're making plays early for Defensive Player of the Year, win or lose here, it's definitely got the upper hand right now. Nick Hover for the Tigers, I think, has made his case. Pass breakup, interception. But right now, Keegan Nichols was dominant defender out on the field at this point. Messick just absolutely misses a wide open Griffin Lay, and that's one of the few mistakes that we've seen Wyatt Messick make this year. Yeah, sometimes you just miss, and that's what happened there.
Yeah, it happens. Fortunately, Tigers do still have the ball in field goal range, even if they weren't to convert right here. Of course, you'd like to at least get a few yards to make it more manageable.
3rd and 14. I wouldn't even be surprised to see another draw play here. I mean, kind of got Austin College reeling. They don't know whether or not you're going to come out pass or run right here. You got Davis back in there. And it's going to be a pass. Messick comes back across, and it's dropped by Levine.
Wow, he had that too.
Not only did he have that, but he broke on the defender in such a way that if he catches it, I'm thinking he walks in.
Yeah, it looked like he had the end zone available for him.
That's a rare drop there for Levine.
Yeah, it looked like he was maybe a little eager. Thought he maybe already had it before he really secured the ball. And
he had already got in the corner. Just get the ball, 5-6 steps, and he's probably in.
Yeah, just to the left of your screen. Sorry, guys. Got a cramp situation for one of the Austin College defenders, so the official timeout.
On the way, it's low, but here's
negative. It didn't go.
Not to be good.
That's not good for Trinity.
Man, that looked, just the angle I had here, it looked like it was low, but it looked like it went in. I mean, clearly I might need to get my eyes checked, but
I went right. I went right to the goalpost. It was low for sure. It was almost to the height of one of the posts.
Yeah, unfortunate missed opportunity for the Tigers, leading by 6 with the chance there to make it 9. Kick just fell short from Charlie Shepard.
A touchdown by the Kangaroos, and if everything goes their direction, they got the lead here.
Yeah, that's a good point. One touchdown here, and then assuming the extra point is converted, Austin College all of a sudden would take the 29-28 lead. What a roller coaster of a game here. I feel like you can't just sit still for 2 seconds without the score dramatically shifting. It's taken there by
despite all these defensive efforts by both teams, really good. Both sacks, fumbles at some point, or even interceptions. There's been a lot of firepower, offensive firepower going on for both teams. Tommy Levine and for Austin College.
Yeah, I think at times the defenses have been good, but you don't really see that when you check the scoreboard. It's 28-22, but I think partially that number is because of how good the defenses have been setting up opportunities off of turnovers deep in the opponent's territory.
Collins throws that one out for Trey Carr, and it just slips out of his reach. So I'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Trey Carr has been someone they've been going to a lot for this quarter. They had him running 2 plays last time around, and then the throw out here that he drops.
Yeah, you got to catch those footballs there. And going back to the missed field goal from Trinity, being a kicker is not as easy as it seems. Everyone thinks they just have that foot strength, but a lot of it.
Free play for Collins, and he's going to throw it towards Carr, and it's incomplete pass. Well defended there.
I won't try to guess it this time. I won't try to guess it. I didn't see the best view.
But it was a fault, or it was encroachment offside on the left side of the line.
Yep, 5-yard
Harris
penalty.
Good
and
being
first
called
down.
for it. There were a couple of guys that jumped, so a little bit unfair for him to get singled out. But got to pit somebody on it.
Yeah, got to limit those penalties. Anthony, you talked about it in the first half, that those penalty mistakes do come back, and every yard does matter.
A little bit of a run play now.
Rare handoff there for Collins.
Collins,
Yeah, Crossley, it's only the 4th time he's touched it. Got the first 2 of the game and then came up with one about 2 minutes left to go in the half and gets it again here. So very sporadic for him.
Collins with 14 carries, and to be fair, I don't think all of those would necessarily be counted as carries. Some of them were just sort of broken plays, but regardless, the one taking most of the opportunities.
He'll keep it here, and he's out ahead for a first down.
The thing is, he's not really, I mean, he is built to be taking all these carries. 6'1", listed 228 pounds, so definitely a guy that's up for the task, taking all these hits.
Just looking at everything, I feel like they measured half of their roster standing in a hole. There's no way Colt Collins is only 6'1" when you look at the screen.
Oh man, he looks like he's at least 6'3" or maybe 6'4".
Evan Powell tries to break it around, but he's going to get tackled for a loss.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It might be the like Kevin Durant sort of treatment where they list him as 6'8", 6'9" to give opponents the wrong idea, and then you look and, oh, actually this guy's a 7-footer.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, the NBA cracking down on that one. I don't think we're going to get that in Division III level anytime soon.
No, but to be fair, I mean, you do make a good point. This guy does not look like he's 6'1". I mean, I'm about that height. I don't think I could stack up with Colt Collins.
Sure, was that 6'1", sign me up for it.
Yeah, right?
Collins drops back, and he's got a wide open receiver. It's Pruitt. It's going to be a foot race. Hover gets there, and he got there. He's going to knock him out of bounds at the 2.
Wow, big save from the Tigers, but don't look
Trinity
now.
a chance.
That was a few yards away from being a change in who's leading.
And I beg your pardon, that was Kai Brinkerhoff. And he's already had one big play today.
Wow, great catch up there. Let's see just how close it really was.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, he went out of bounds there, I believe.
Perfect spot by the official as the foot goes out right there.
Had
Nice
he
job
not
on the replay.
Had he not drifted off to the right, he would have been caught beforehand, though.
Right. Yeah, great pass, though. Wow, Collins really throwing that in the perfect seam there.
Yeah, Kai Brinkerhoff, 4 for 146 along the 56.
Two-point conversion.
Collins looking around. He's going to get sacked, but there is a flag down. I bet that goes for defensive holding.
Yeah, we'll have to see that. Hopefully
Or
not.
pass interference. Just depends on whether or not they want to call it holding or interference. But it definitely looks like it's against Trinity.
I'll get the official word right now.
And we'll take away a sack.
Yeah, there's the holding call. Wow. and
Darius
Austin-
Lee
yeah.
charged with the defensive holding in the end zone. So that'll put the ball at the 1.
Austin College will not go away. Down 14-2 in the first half. Then we saw them trailing 28-15. Now with a very great chance to tie and then take the lead on the extra point.
Well, Tigers have given up 10, 16, and 14 in their 3 games to start the season. Austin College, 22. We're not even through the third quarter. They're at the 1-yard line. Collins, did he get there?
Doesn't appear
No,
so.
down at the 1.
Still
Nice
a
job
chance
by
for-
the defensive line.
Big chance for a goal line stand here, and that's why that tackle on Brinkerhoff was so important.
Here we go again. The mismatch on the points. It's 6 points instead of 7.
Yeah, those extra points and that missed field goal is just going to come back and haunt Charlie Shepard.
Hopefully the Tigers are able to get themselves out of their own zone, because last time we had this situation, it resulted in a safety.
Jacob Munoz on that last tackle, jamming up the middle. They're going to need to do it again. Can they do it? They're pushing him forward.
Oh.
Where did he go? Did he get in? No, he's down at the 1 again.
That looked like something out of a rugby match, just a giant scrum of everyone pushing forward.
And they lined up for it, too. Get a good look at it here from the side camera. See if he broke the plane. Could not get it.
Yeah, Austin College going to use a
Hover
timeout.
with the chance to knock him backwards right there, and that probably helped save the touchdown.
There is no timeout. There is no timeout.
No timeout.
We'll go from a timeout to no timeout. Aaron Hale was one of the first initial ones to get up there. We've got no timeout, but we've got a timeout. What's going on? Now they're winding
All
the
sorts
clock.
of stuff going on. It looks like the quarter's just going to play out here.
Yeah, they didn't start the play clock. You can see it there on your screen. It's still motionless. So I bet we're just going to roll this out, and that makes sense. We go to the fourth quarter. Trinity holding to a 28-22 lead, but the Kangaroos are knocking on the door at the 1 yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal when we return. Just about ready to go here for the fourth quarter, and what a treat the first three have been here on Alumni Weekend, Hall of Fame induction weekend. They do that every 2 years, and Tigers out in front, 28-22. But Austin College, if at first you don't succeed, try again. We'll see what happens. But their first 2 attempts from the 1 yard line did not go anywhere, and it'll be 3rd and 1 from the 1, or 3rd and goal from the 1. Here for Colt Collins and crew, and he's had the last 2 goes at it. Do you think they just try it again, or do you think they do something different?
I'd like to see them change it up. It hasn't been working. Trinity's defense has been plugging away here on the goal line. I think maybe you do a little play fake and just a small screen pass and score that way. But then again, I'm not being paid big bucks to coach a football program. That's just what I would do.
56-yard pitch and catch to Kai Brinkerhoff. Set the Kangaroos up in good position. Defensive holding in the end zone. Got him to the 1. Now 3rd down. Goes to the right. Did he get in? Now he does.
Looks like
touchdown, Austin College.
Looked like the
Tie
fullback or something that was positioned out there just to bruiser his way through into the end zone.
Yeah, Colt Collins took it and then took one. Instead of trying to go right up the middle as he'd done the first 2 times, he takes 3 steps to his right, finds the opening, and he's into the end zone. And it's officially a tie game. That's safety looming large at this point. Now this extra point looming large as Matthew Smith, the place kicker.
Well, he missed it this time.
If he misses it, we will have a tied game still on our hands.
Oh! Tigers pick it up. They've got a chance. Chris Stewart, if he can outrun, can go for 2 points, and he can't quite get there.
Wow, Anthony, you should be a fortune teller.
And, well, that safety is now off the board as we are 28 all.
How do you
see
not
who
block
got this
that?
one.
No one was blocking Stewart.
Stewart, and also up the middle was Caleb Harmel.
How do you not block Stewart, man?
Stewart picks it up. I mean, it's so hard to block that outside edge. You've got to leave one person free because you've got the holder and the kicker. So you've got 9 guys blocking 11. So the thing you try to do the most is just leave the edges because they've got to go the furthest distance. But when you've got somebody with Chris Stewart's speed, you take advantage of it, and he could not get out of the grasp. You know, if Trinity had some of those no-stretch jerseys where you can't grip onto them at all, he might have been able to get away from the tackle.
Right, and just for all of you back home, that would be 2 points for Trinity if they were able to take it back to the house the other direction.
Yeah, and that's the reason why he was running it the other way, because you can't get 6 off of those, but you can get those 2, and, well, you're giving up a safety already. If you can grab that.
Offset it.
It offsets, and then you're back in business. But
with all the craziness in this game, a very normal-looking scoreline, 28-28. You'd think both teams just had 4 touchdowns apiece, but no, we've had some safeties, missed 2-point conversion.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Even a blocked field kick.
Right.
Blocked extra point, missed field goal, and Matthew Smith will kick off this time. So a little bit of a change. See where he goes with it. It's just a squib. And Covering quickly on that is going to be Elliot Gaddis. And Gaddis, senior tight end.
But also,
Give the Tigers the ball at the 40.
that play, the extra point, you want to get a little more launch on that kick. He kicked it so low, it was easier for Stewart to get his hand in there. A big shout out to the cheerleaders. It's good to have that on your side.
I think more importantly, the block there from Harmel and Stewart, the one thing it does is it takes away the opportunity for Austin College to just pound that momentum forward. And now Charles Davis, running it forward. He's got 14 on that carry. Because once you block that extra point, now the momentum's, even though you just gave up a touchdown to tie the game,
it feels like a victory.
Right back to Trinity.
Absolutely, and especially if you're at home, you have a tie game here, and the offense has been working pretty well in this half. You have to like your chances in a tie game. Feels like a fresh start almost. Now we'll see what Messick does. The last drive, as you mentioned, Josh, they were running the ground and pound game throughout. We'll see if they maybe open the field with a few passes here. Now they'll stick it on the ground. Like a helmet came off too on that play.
Davis just keeps pounding and pounding. Even after he got caught, he just kept the motors moving. Those yards after carry are big in this situation where we're tied.
Yeah, yards after the carry always big. When you can bounce off some of those tackle attempts and create something out of nothing, always something to look forward to. So we'll see 2nd and 5, what they choose to do here. Maybe another handoff play to get 3 or 4 more yards and make it a lot more manageable. Instead, they'll go to the
screen
side.
for Stewart.
That should be enough.
2 or 3. I don't think he quite got the first down.
Yeah, it didn't look like he got quite there, but still definitely a manageable third down opportunity.
Officially a yard as they move the chain.
Yeah, not really a generous spot on that one.
The ref should give us a hand here.
Yeah, you'd hope, but unfortunately not. 3rd and 4 now.
Will we see it back to Stewart?
I think you got it.
Burtness in the slot. Messick is going to have to run immediately. Avoids it. A nice job by Davis not holding, and Wyatt Messick, first down run. Man.
Yeah, Messick is
We've talked about Collins on Austin College side, scrambling and trying to make something with the legs. But Wyatt Messick's not doing it nearly as often today. But just what a relief it is to have a quarterback who is that mobile. That's the second time he has scampered for a first down when it looked like the play was completely lost.
Yeah, those quarterbacks always find their place on a roster, guys that are able to use their legs. I remember growing up watching Matt Schaub of the Texans just stand there rigid as a board, and man, those are the games I'd turn off the TV 5 minutes into it. So
Michael Edmondson running through the hole. He's got a first down. And Edmondson, 5th carry of the day. Previous long was 5. And he's going to zoom past that as he's now got 16 yards on 5 carries.
Yeah, Tigers have conceded 376 yards. We're looking at the statistics right here. So it's a wonder that they're tied in this game. We're not used to seeing the defense that vulnerable.
Yeah, about 150 of those 376 coming on 4 plays for Austin College. So they've hit some really big plays with Colt Collins, who's 12 of 26 for 275, 1 touchdown and 2 picks. Wyatt Messick, on the other hand, 18 of 29, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. And you see, able to get up and walk off the field is going to be Drake Sanders.
Yeah, it's those deep plays that always end up killing you. It's not about the other 20 plays in the game. It's those 2 that you look back on and think, man, we should have had them there.
Colt Collins with 2 rushing touchdowns today as well.
Yeah, 18 carries for 37 yards, averaging just about 2 yards a carry. It does have those 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's had more net positive yardage than that. But when you tackle count in all the tackles for loss and everything else, it definitely goes negative for him.
Right, that is a good point. The numbers don't tell that whole story at face value.
Edmondson bouncing around like a pinball. And then a flag at the end. That's going to be interesting to see what that is.
Probably against. I mean, actually, I don't know.
It's either
I'm
going to
not
be
sure.
a late holding call, or it's going to be maybe a face mask that came in late, or
Maybe unnecessary roughness or something?
yeah, I mean, it depends if they were saying that. Nope.
Oh, man.
So helping the runner is going to be a 5-yard penalty, and it'll bring up 1st and 15.
I'm curious on that call. Never.
Let's see if we get a quick
Yeah.
look at it again before the next play. Because I think what they're saying is the offensive lineman was basically pushing the runner ahead, although Trinity's going to quickly go now, so we'll just catch this one. 1st and 15, Messick's Edmondson to his right. Drops back. He's going to throw it up into the end zone. Burtness, jump ball, touchdown. Tigers got the lead.
What a catch from Austin Burtness. He runs over there to the sidelines to the Trinity faithful over there.
Austin Burtness listed at 6'4", and he goes up and just out jumps everybody.
Yeah, boys got bunnies getting up there. Let's see a replay of that.
Ooh,
good
right over
job,
his
yeah.
helmet, right over it.
Way to hold on to that.
Got mossed on that play.
Gotta
Extra
make
point,
sure that kick's good.
up and through. 35-28. It's a classic score. We didn't get there in the conventional way. But don't go anywhere. The next 12 minutes, if they're half as entertaining as the first 48 have been, this is going to be fun. Watching the Tiger Network here on Alumni Weekend, Trinity's 150th anniversary. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Just under 12 minutes ago, Tigers have retaken the lead. This one has been well worth the price of admission. Charlie Shepard kicking it off. Fair catch called for at the 10-yard line. And the wide receivers for Austin College, they haven't made a lot of catches. They've been big catches. And
Collins out here hogging the offensive stuff himself.
yeah, I mean, he's put some nice balls out there. The guys that he's had have been able to run off of him. And the Rinkerhoff duo, well over 200 yards now. And the handoff, this is a new running back.
I haven't seen a whole lot of him.
Tried to get the number here, but his hair is completely blocking
Looks
the
like
back of his jersey.
21.
Yeah, 21.
That looks like Trey Jones.
No. Oh,
Yeah, there's two number 21s listed. We often see that, a lot of teams have multiple guys of the same number. It's kind of interesting. There was one time, we saw a bunch of quarterbacks with the same number. Had to differentiate.
I mean, here in Austin College, you have from 1 to 10 several. And that just a little bit far.
Looking for Kai Rinkerhoff and just not able to get there. Yeah, the only time that we're really going to come into a problem is, according to the roster, and this is the one that's online. So Josh Lockhart and Mason Mullins, two freshmen, both wearing number 16, both listed as running backs. When
Right.
they come in, I'll have no idea who that's going to be.
Right, some of these listings.
Normally, you can tell, like, if it says one guy's a running back, one guy's a defensive back, no big deal. Or even if it's two offensive guys, but they're completely various different positions, you're okay. Quarterback and a tight end. Now Collins scrambling once again. How did he get that away? And could not get it as he goes for Trey Carr way down the field. But just unbelievable job by Collins. I mean, that should have been a 5-yard sack, and he kept it alive on 3rd and long to have a chance.
Right, good thing there was no flag on the play. It looked like there was a hit there after he released the ball. Always got to be careful of that call. So the quarterbacks are trying to be protected more often. They're starting to call that more frequently.
The defense holds. Offense will get another shot at it, depending entirely. And, Chris Stewart picks it up. He's got a little bit of room in front of him, out across the 50 to the 40, down to the 30. Edmondson gives him a block up early, and he's past the 20, out to the 19. And that is why you don't kick the ball to Chris Stewart. This one will count. No flag on the field, and the Tigers will take over inside the red zone.
Yeah, great chance for Trinity to really extend the lead here. As we'll see a replay of the return. Just took it down, cut it down the sideline, and you Got that block right there from Edmondson.
56 yards.
Yeah, he almost ran past that block for Edmondson. Edmondson had to wait for the defender to get there, and by that point, Stewart was already just off of his tail. If he'd have been just a touch slower, maybe that block is made, and then he's able to keep going right down the sideline. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 19.
Tigers will definitely have to be
Excuse me,
careful
the 14.
of Keegan Nichols. Constant defensive presence.
Yeah, we'll see where they go. Risky
That one
pass
just-
there, Messick's.
Overthrew Burtness, and that's a little hard to do. 6'4". Second time he's been high with the pass, but neither one of them have hurt him. Although the last time he did it, if he would have hit Griffin Lay, it would have been a walk into the end zone. Instead, the Tigers settled for a field goal that they ended up missing.
Right, and if you're able to get the field goal here, then once again it does extend it into a two-possession game with a 10-point
With the
lead.
clock working against Austin College at that point, that would be a big play. They're going to try to get more than just the 3 as Edmondson barrels ahead to the 10. Well, I guess they didn't get there. They're going to put him at the 11. So it'll be 3rd and 7 for the Tigers here. Haven't seen a whole lot of Tommy Levine since halftime. I wonder if maybe this is the point when they reintroduce him to the Kangaroo defense.
I can see that happening, considering that the Tiger offense has been going to the Chris Stewart and all the other players, but not as much Tommy Levine.
Bottom of your screen, right in front of you there, just off the 10-yard
Be a
line.
shot in the end zone to Levine, you have to imagine right here.
Messick's looks that way, fires that way, turn around, and that one, I believe that was to Tanner Lacey, and it just falls incomplete. They didn't really let it develop long enough, and we will see Shepard out here for a field goal attempt. So missed it from about this range last time. This one will go for 31 yards. Already has the touchdown run off of a fake field goal. And get one more look at this 3rd down play.
Yeah,
Little
Levine
bit of
cutting
pressure.
back, I thought he might look for
Yeah,
him.
Lacey, if he's able to break that a split second sooner, he's got it. If not for the touchdown, for the so that one is up and through, and the Tigers extend the lead 38-28. If he doesn't get the touchdown, he's got the 1st down. But nonetheless, Tigers up 10, and we will be right back in just a moment.
Maybe.
That's fair, and then, you never know what happens then.
Or maybe bounce off the sideline and you get 43 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, and completely apologize for the rules here. Some of the more bizarre, crazy rules. If you fair catch inside the 25, you get the ball at the 25. So that's
Oh, okay. Well,
that's
that's
one of
just
the
a strange.
differences.
That's
yeah.
just a strange rule.
Yeah, that's a rule that's been around now for I think 2 years.
I mean, I guess the logic behind it is if you don't want to get clocked by
We
the
just don't see anybody
opposition.
do it.
Yeah, if you don't want to get hit by the defense.
Austin
you
College is
just-
the first team in 2 years that I've seen actually take advantage of that rule. And
Good
so-
we got the official word on that, though, because I'm sure our viewers are just as perplexed as we
Yeah.
were.
And the ones that aren't perplexed are just screaming at us because we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's true.
So, 2nd and 7. Going to be a false start for the Kangaroos. Make it 2nd and 12.
Right snap, ball start. Offense number 1. Tiger penalty. Just like that.
Time ticking away here. Still 9 minutes and about 15 seconds left. Plenty of time for Austin College. Just, they've had some quick drives that have been capped off by huge plays in the past.
Collins, pass, complete. Lots of room to run. Rito, down the field, and he's going to go the distance. This is going to end up being a touchdown for Austin College. Just absolutely outran everyone. Aaron Rito with the score. That will go for, what was that?
Had to be
80
something,
82 yards?
80-something yards, yeah.
82 yards on the play.
Wow.
Aaron Rito, and it's just what we talked about.
Just those big plays.
Those yards have to
Oh,
carry.
78 yards, excuse me, 78 yards.
78.
And just outran everybody here.
Just a foot race. And I'm not sure where the secondary was. You saw it was just a simple
Eddie
route
Luna
going
gave it a
across.
shot right there. And a big touchdown there for the Kangaroos. They've made this one close. The extra point is up and through. It's a 3-point game. As Austin College is not going away See, Tigers have given up 40 points in 3 games coming into this one. They've given up 35 here in 52 minutes to Austin College.
Yeah, defense looking very porous. You know, you're used to a lot of stands from this team, but these huge plays, continuing to burn the secondary on these pass plays.
Another squib and back to the lineman.
And Gaddis takes it, and this one at the 39.
Let's see the yardage now for Colt Collins on the day in the air.
355, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 14 of 30. So still not at 50%. So, I mean, that's just pretty much par for the course for Colt Collins. And, you know, leading the team in rushing. He's got 37 yards on 18 carries. But then you look at the receivers. It's Kai Brinkerhoff, 4 for 146. Makai Brinkerhoff, 4 for 68. Aaron Redo, 3 for 124. That one officially for 77 yards on the touchdown. And then 3 players with a catch each. And so those 3 receivers with 11 catches for, what is that, 325 yards? That's ridiculous.
That is insane.
Charles Davis running with some authority here. That's his 14th carry. He's up over 85 yards.
That pass on that last touchdown for 77, the pass couldn't have been any more than a 15-yard throw or so. Just all those yards
just
got
right,
after.
just found the open pocket there, and then the afterburner speed from Rito. And you know, I thought for a second Eddie Luna might have a shot at him, and it was almost like a hesitation step from Rito. And at that point, it basically had the ability to walk into the end zone. Davis now 14 for 89 officially. He's going to crack the 90-yard mark, and he's on his way to 100 for the day. Clips 1,000 in his career earlier today. Also scored the first touchdown of the season on the ground for himself. And he continues to pound forward. And this is the Tigers offense, and got another cramp down on the field. And with 2nd and 5, looks like Griffin Lay in the backfield. He'll take it out for a first down. And I mean, you know, and it hasn't been, you know, 1-yard gains for the most part. I mean, the offense has just been moving the ball on a 3 to 7 to 8-yard pace almost every time they touch it.
Well, moving the chains, I mean, yeah, at this point in the game, you sort of do want to be conscious of where the clock is. You want to be able to milk some of it, but then also get the touchdown because, you know, a field goal here, you're not in the clear of things. Austin College, though, comes back and gets a touchdown. They would theoretically tie it and then take the lead if they're actually able to get the extra point.
Yeah, given the fact that Austin College hasn't even attempted a field goal today, I would almost say that if you got a 4th down situation, you don't even try because they're going to be going for the touchdown at some point anyway. Lay breaks first 2 tackles and then scampers around, and I think he's going to end up losing a yard. But a nice job to break the first 2 because when he scampered around, he picked up a yard from what he would have lost as 2 just to a 1-yard loss. Now they're officially going to say a 2-yard loss, so maybe he didn't get all the way back, but it could have definitely been a little bit worse. And I wouldn't be surprised to see now it's 2nd and long, so you kind of expect the pass. Maybe a draw play here for Davis. Run him back up the middle, see if he can avoid Keegan Nichols. They fake the draw, go to Stewart on their screen. He almost slips that tackle, and if he slips that one, he's got the sideline.
Yeah, Stewart has been slippery all day, and that's sort of his MO, is just avoiding those tackles, running down the sideline, creating extra yardage, making it a more manageable 3rd down and about 3 to go.
Yeah, so an opportunity here, and then now you're going to keep Austin College on their heels because you can come out with a pass play, you can come out with a screen play, you can throw it deep. Because, like I said, you're almost in 2-down territory here where you're going to go for it on 4th. So, opportunity here. I'm going to say it's probably going to be a run up the middle for Davis. They've controlled the line of scrimmage pretty well.
I think
he's run the ball pretty well.
I think they might pass down the sideline here.
And they fake it, go end around, and they've got Levine in the end zone. Now it's going to be a jump ball. Levine had to come forward on it, and he's going to catch that one about the 5. So a great call there from Saul as he correctly anticipates the Tigers throwing the pass. And what a job by Levine here. I don't know if we're going to get a look at it the whole time here. And I was watching him as soon as I realized he was the only receiver down there. Kind of turned around and boxed out the defender. had to come back on it. Originally had gone down to the goal line and then comes forward to it to get the position there. But it was almost like in basketball when you box out for the rebound.
Yeah, absolutely.
Completely creating that space for himself so that the defender could not come up over the top and swat it away. Tom Levine having one heck of a game. Now 10 for 139.
Timeout, Trinity.
And the Tigers will take a timeout here. 4:41 to go. They are right where they want to be. They're at the 5-yard line going in. They've got a 3-point lead. And it's going to be a flag on Trinity. No, flag on Austin College.
Illegal substitution, 12 men in the formation.
12 men in the formation for Austin College. So that'll be a 2-yard gain for the Tigers, and it'll be 1st and 3 from, or 1st and goal from the 3.
Yeah, I guess it's half the distance to the goal line, but they'd give them 2 yards rather than the 3.
Messick rolls out, flag on the play. Levine drops it anyway, and I think they're going to get called for holding. So you only get half the distance to the goal, but then when you commit the penalty, it's all the way back.
Right. Unfortunate there, giving those yards and then some back.
May seem bad, but I mean, it gives him more space to work with in the red zone.
And that is a good point. If they're going to roll out and try to do some of those types of play-action passes that they've just shown us here the last few times, that does give them a little bit more of an opportunity. This offense really hasn't punched anything in from the 1-yard line with authority. I mean, it's taken, a play or two to get it there. So an opportunity now. Messick rolls around again. Now they're going to go back to that side. Davis has the catch, and he's got the room. He's going to walk in. But the flags are down, and that's going to be holding on the offense.
Yeah,
they tackled the defender down there, and that's why Davis was able to walk in.
On the offense, number 56, 10-yard penalty.
And just going to keep pushing Trinity further back.
It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. So Trinity will gain a yard. Because I think the foul occurred, I could be mistaken about this. The foul occurred, I think, at the 2-yard line.
Looked like it was about the 2 or 3.
And they are moving Trinity back quite a few. So where they say, I know the guys just showed the replay there. If they could show it one more time real quick, see where that occurred. They're going to say it occurred at the 4. Okay, so they spotted at the 14.
Yeah, 1st and 14.
The down marker looked like it was starting to walk back to the 17, and I was like, there's no way that block was that far up the field. Yeah, it's right there at the 4, so a good spot there as they took him down. So back to live action now. Messick, handoff, no, throw, touchdown.
Good play fake
Tommy
there.
Levine faked me out. He's got the touchdown, his 2nd of the day, 4th of the day for Wyatt Messick, and the Tigers extend the lead back up to 9 pending the PAT.
Great execution there. And don't speak too soon, but it seems like the Tigers finally have some comfortable breathing room.
Back shoulder to Levine. He comes back and gets it. As a defender, just not much you can do right there. See his totals on the year. Don't think that includes the last catch. Actually, it does. With 4 touchdowns on the season, kick is up and good. 45-35. The Millsaps game, one of concern. Center could fall to 0-3. Got to watch Millsaps as they're a team that could be a problem down the road for both of these teams. They've looked good in the past, beating the Tigers last year, and the Tigers will travel up to Jackson, Mississippi this year for the game. This one kicked off, and not going to fair catch that one. So that one bounces. Powell takes it, and he's only able to get to the 16, 17-yard line. And the Kangaroos will take over from there.
Yeah, just about 4 minutes left in this, but that's plenty of time. We said that one play could just take a few seconds. We're looking on the Austin College site. Colt Collins, yeah, it does look a lot bigger than he's listed as.
Yeah, his arms take up half the photo. And we're going to need to see more theatrics from him. He's already passed for 355 yards in this game. He's looking for more on this one. Scrambles. Now he's going to throw it deep. He's got the arm strength, got it chance.
Wow, that almost
And Nick
got there.
Hover almost had his second pick of the game. It's the only thing about throwing a ball like that is you let it hang up in the air, and Tiger defensive backs will usually go up and grab those.
Yeah, it almost got deflected into the hands of the receiver there.
Yeah, that one intended for Hagen Vrazel. He's only got one catch for 4 yards so far. He was looking to change his fortunes on that play. And that's the kind of play that they needed, though, because if they can connect on a play like that early enough, they can use those 3 timeouts, get the ball back with plenty of time to try to do something.
Oh, just a drop there.
Rickenhoff just has that one go out of his hands. That was very similar to the pass that they had for the touchdown. Just found him right there in the little seam, about 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. That one thrown behind him, and he's not able to do anything with it. Clock down to 4:01 now.
Third down inside their 20. Will they go for it, or will they play it safe?
I think even with the 3 timeouts, you've got to go for it here because
Man.
you've got 2 possessions that you've got to chase. So they've got to get a few yards, if nothing else, to set up a 4th down play.
Wow, how
Collins, and how he is able to scramble out of this is amazing. He gets that one off, and
that was impressive.
that'll go for about 5 yards, and just wind that one back. That was a work of art by Colt Collins. Pass was complete out to Crosley.
I think you mentioned they probably do have to go for it here.
Yeah, I don't think you've got any chance. Yeah, just unbelievable to escape everything that he did,
Yeah,
and then
plenty
finds
of room.
Crosley
I
right
thought he was
there.
going to run it himself.
Pass it out to your guy now. 4th down. That's going to fall incomplete. They still have 3 timeouts, so this one not over yet. Tigers will take over deep in their possession. And an opportunity here. Tigers don't necessarily have to tack on anything else, but a touchdown would definitely put this one out of reach. Edmondson in the backfield. He's got it. Scampers ahead for about 5. Millsap still leading. Center has just scored a touchdown. They are going for the extra point, and they've got it. It is 17-17.
Wow. Yeah, you could probably stream that somewhere online if you're back home. In addition to this, put a little multicasting on.
Yeah, you can go to, I believe it's Go Majors. It's the stretch internet site for Millsaps. So I think the Millsaps website will have that for you if you're interested in a game that's a bit closer than this one, as the Tigers are still milking the clock, looking to close this one out. Edmondson with the sweep toss. Breaks the tackle, and you're just going to make sure that he doesn't fumble.
Yeah, really, as long as you don't turn it over here, you're in pretty good shape.
The Millsaps game important for Tiger fans because that's where Trinity will be next week. Well, not next week. Next week they have their bye, but on October 19th, that is their next game. And they're back here at home on October 26th against Suwannee. That will be a noon kickoff, a little bit different than our 1 o'clock starts. Trying to get Suwannee back out on Saturday night so they can get home. So a noon kickoff on the 26th, 2 o'clock kickoff in Millsaps on the 19th. Next weekend on Friday and Saturday, Tiger Volleyball back here at home. Top 10 ranked Tiger Volleyball in action today over in Kerrville. And Tigers will be at home next week, as well men's and women's soccer on Friday and Sunday. So a lot of action. Tiger fans can tune in the Tiger Network for some volleyball and soccer action. And then in 2 weeks' time, back here on the gridiron as we take on Suwannee.
Sort of a cool and collected close to this game. It was 38-35 just a handful of minutes ago.
Austin College not taking their timeouts. I think they've
pretty much conceded
at this point. And a sweep play to Chris Stewart. He's inside the 3. I was going to say, is that the 5? Thought he had broken past the 5.
Yeah, there's
now
the
Austin College starts calling the timeouts. Yeah, I mean, they were chasing 2 possessions, so it's hard to use them all right there. Because even if you use them, you got to get the onside kick. There's so many
variables, right?
But if you can play it down and try to get, if you can try to stop Trinity's possession, then you can kick it for the onside and still have a chance if you've still got your timeouts, even if you don't recover. But it'll be 2nd and looks like 2 from the 5.
Yeah, I'd imagine that Austin College still has more total yards in the game. We have the statistics on there somewhere.
Yeah, Austin College
466 total yards.
Outpacing the Tigers by 89. But the Tigers on top where it counts. We'll toss out to Edmondson. He's got the chance to hit the corner, and he's got it. Are they going to mark him out? Touchdown.
Yeah,
late call from the official there. And
gonna put an exclamation mark on this one.
a ton of confetti has just come in our broadcast booth. Tigers now lead 51-35.
Yeah, he was just able to sneak that football out there. Great encouraging game for the Tiger offense.
Edmondson 9 for 33 today. You saw his season numbers there just a moment ago. Tigers late getting out there. 6 seconds left. 5. Play clock expiring. 2, 1. They snap it just in time. Extra point is up and through. 17-point lead. As we got 55 seconds to play.
Yeah, I believe this is now the highest scoring match between these two teams in all of their history with each other.
87 points, I'd say so.
Yeah, I believe so.
87 points for the 87th matchup.
Yeah, very interesting how that works.
And the Tigers will move to 51-30-6 overall. So, as you mentioned, this will be 25 out of the last 26 and 8 straight for Trinity.
Yeah, for what it's worth, Austin College did hold their own for a large part of this game, even threatening to take the lead again.
Austin College will fall to 1-1 in SAA play. Season not yet over, though. I mean, they run the table. They still have a shot. You know, be a bit tricky. Start to get in some weird variables, but nothing is completely done yet. And the Shepherd will kick off. Millsaps has a 1st and 10. They're looking to score again here in the second overtime. And eventually out of bounds on the far side, up around the 22. So Austin College, 49 seconds to work with. They've got 2 timeouts. Realistically, I think this is out of reach, but we have seen crazy things happen.
Needing 17 points, I mean, that's
17
3
points.
possessions, I don't think.
They're going to need quite a few of those 77-yard pitch and catch touchdowns. You know, I mean, crazy things happen all the time.
That's fair. Just don't know if this could be one of them, but we shall see.
Collins takes a step back. Now the pressure comes up, avoids the sack, and now he's officially going to get sacked as he lost his footing. The sack is going to be credited, I believe, to Mac Douglas, who initially knocked him forward, and then he lost his balance after that. So, clock's ticking down to 26, 25. I think now we can comfortably say this one is in the books. And Trinity will improve to 3-2 on the season. And we'll take this into the bye week and enjoy the week off. That one out ahead for a couple of yards. For Austin College, they will fall to 2-2. And they have Millsaps next weekend up in Sherman. And for all the crew back in our control room and running our cameras. And for Saul and Anthony, I'm Josh. Thank you so much for joining us. Take a good look at the total numbers there. Austin College, ton of yards, but could not keep Trinity off the scoreboard, and the Tigers will move to 3-2. Thank you so much for joining us here on Tiger Network. Have a wonderful Saturday afternoon, and we'll see you in 2 weeks when the Tigers take on Sewanee here in San Antonio.